It was in 2010 when I went to my first 3-day comic book convention. I've gone to comic book conventions in the past, including an anime one, but this one, C2E2 Chicago Comics and Entertainment Expo, this one was special to me. It always has been. It always will be. For one, it was the first time that I'd gone all weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to book a room at the nearest hotel, the Hyatt, at that time. So I had to do the 40 to 45 minute trek from home. And then two, it was near where my job at the time was. I worked downtown Chicago for 10 years at a Subway restaurant, so it was closer and distant. And then it was a 2009 Wizard World Chicago, or Comic-Con as they're now calling it. That word has spread about the C2E2. I, for one, didn't have that many friends that would go with me to the convention besides my cousins, where we would split up and go different directions, and then later meet up to get food or just leave. This one was different, though. 2009, late at night, I was on Twitter just scrolling around when I see one of my favorite movie comic book bloggers, Jill Pantozzi, or as she was called, the Nerdy Bird. She tweets out that she's going to be on a podcast and sends her followers the link. I click on that link and I end up on the panels on Page's podcast. They call it a podcast. It's a podcast, but they call it a podcast. And I ended up on their chat room. I listened. I watched the chat. As always, at first, I'm quiet and I'm enjoying this. I get comfortable because, of course, everyone is talking about comic books and TV shows and the movies. And, oh my God, this is my crew. These are my people. The show is about 2 hours long, and I'm enjoying this until it ends. Of course, they tell me when the show is aired to look around the comment section and the blog, and I end up being part of this beautiful community. It was a wonderful community. I stick around. Fast forward to August of that year, Chicago Comic-Con. I didn't realize the podcast crew members from Panels on Pages, or POP as they're now called, were going to be there. What caught my eye on them was the sign that was being held, so it looked like it was floating, up until I see them. Two of them cosplaying Shaun of the Dead, and another person holding the sign right behind them. Of course, I run up to them and stop them because I want to take pictures. That's a pretty cool costume. One of them is Shaun, the other one's the best friend. Shaun's holding the leash on the zombie. Just like that. I say this story because years later, they were under the assumption that I fanboyed after them. No, I saw the sign. I saw the sign. I aced and based it. I saw the sign loading up and down the aisles of comic books. And I was curious to see what it was and why there was a sign just going up and down. All crazy. Later on, I took pictures of groups, which we will all get into later, because I was just a fan of cosplays at that time. Fast forward to 2010, I subscribed to the C2E2 newsletter. Every time someone's announced to show up, whether it be an actor, comic book creator, or artist, I get the notification. At this time, the pop message boards are hyped. Everyone's doing cosplays and are looking for groups or talking about going for one day or all 4 days or staying all week long to check out the scenery. I get involved in this and I buy the ticket to go for 3 days. The podcast is fairly new and I started binge listening to it. It's something I still do with my favorite podcast. April comes along. We are hyped up. Wrestlemania was a few weeks ago, so we talk mostly about that. We get a free screening of Kick-Ass, which came out that weekend. We also get to meet Aaron Taylor Johnson and Gloria Moretz and have a Q&A with them on Thursday. Friday, everyone in that group, everyone that showed up from that small community, I want to say about 20 to 30 people, we take a group picture, we have fun the whole weekend. From doing panels to crowning a pop princess to eating White Castle that whole night. It was fun and exciting, and it was a new for me. Up until Sunday came along. Sunday was the last day. We were saying goodbye. I was taking pictures. I met these awesome-ass nerds for the very first time, and then it hit me. These are the cosplay groups I've been taking pictures of since I started going to conventions. I looked at my old photo album on my phone. I asked them if they were in them, and a few of them said yes. I met these people a while back and thought they were amazing and awesome cosplayers, and now they're my friends. I get to talk to people that did G.I. Joe cosplays, the Phoenix, anime stuff. I got to hang out with a girl who did a Ramona Flowers cosplay group because I wanted to be a part of it, and I went as Lucas Lee. Basically Chris Evans in the Scott Pilgrim movie. I got to be a part of a cosplay competition, knowing full well that we weren't going to win, but we were going to have fun with others dressed as the NWO, dressed as Wolverine. Got to meet for the first time a guy dressed as Todd Ingram and hung out with us because he saw us and didn't think anybody would dress up as any of the characters. We've been friends ever since. We got to hang out in front of the Oni Press where they took pictures of us, and the creator of Scott Pilgrim, Brian Lee O'Malley, put us on his website. I got to be a part of this exciting community. Small at first, because by next year, it grew twice as much. But I got to be there and had the most fun with a bunch of people that I just barely met. Monday morning, it was back to work. I'm sore. I'm hurting. And for the first time ever, con depression hits me. People have spoken about this con crud, but never have I experienced it until now. Everything that I enjoyed doing for the whole weekend or months leading up to it with these awesome people, it's over with. Up until the next year, or maybe next month at ASIN, or maybe some other time. Who knows? I told that story to tell this story. I was hit with con depression this weekend. Not because I went to a comic book convention. It was because I was looking forward to this whole weekend that just happened. Last weekend, I took in every bit of information, every bit of fun, every bit of content. I consumed that. And on Monday night, it hit me. One of my good friends, Alex, you may know her from the No is a Sentence podcast. She said it best. You look forward to this for months, and then you had a lot of fun consuming the content. And now that it's over, you're no longer looking forward to anything else anymore. And she's right. I didn't want to do this episode because after I'd done it over with, then what am I going to do? I'm fine. No, I'm fine. I'm fine. But it hit me that Monday night marked a new beginning. The story is over and completed, and now we get to start anew. Which means I get to take a break. Not a long break, but I usually take a break to refresh myself. And that's what I'm looking forward to now. Welcome back, my Father's Behavior Squad. WrestleMania is done and over with, but I saved up enough energy for one more episode. We are going to get through all the happenings from this entire WrestleMania week. What you might have missed, the Easter eggs, and what Seth Rollins wore to the Met Gala or to both of his matches. I'm Evo. This is episode 150, and by the end of this episode, I'm going to tell you which member of the Cody Vendors was left out of Endgame. Of course, with me, I got Menace here in the building. How are you doing tonight? How was your weekend?
It was great.
I'm so glad. One of us had a great time.
Well, it was great, but, kind of depressing too. We'll talk about that later.
Oh, goodness, yeah. We should talk about that later. I got to drink Prime for the very first time. It was okay. What'd you think of it? You told me you did also, right?
So I tried No, I didn't drink the whole thing, but
You
I
didn't drink
had a
though.
couple of sips of my nephew's blue raspberry.
Blue
And
raspberry.
for
That's
me,
bad
it
also.
was way too sweet. And I like sweet things, but that was just overly sweet is what it was.
Oh, good, sweet.
Overpowering sweetness. And I was like, nah, I don't like this. So I guess I
I
still haven't found one, I guess, hydration drink or
It's a
energy
hydration drink.
drink that
Yeah.
I like. So I
It
guess I just stick with
was.
water.
I enjoyed it. I bought
Mm-hmm.
2 bottles. I only told people about one because I got the hatred, not the hatred, but then I got like a message from our mutual saying, why are you doing that? Why? We don't like him." I'm like, I know. I just
Yeah,
wanted
we
to
don't
try it.
like him. Yeah, you have to give all products a try. You can't boycott totally, I guess.
Like I'm giving C4 a try, and look at me now. And then she's right. Don't make this a whole thing where now, because I replaced C4 with Zoa. Wait, I replaced Zoa with C4. I don't
Right.
want to replace the C4 with Prime. Like that's not even the same. I tried the blue raspberry, and the other one was an ice pop. The ice pop is the red, white, and blue color.
Uh-huh.
So I think that's one of the ones that Logan Paul had one. I think probably around
He
there. I don't know.
always has different ones.
Yeah, he's had yellow and blue, and it was like, yeah, this isn't bad at all. So cheers to everyone who had one, or like, if you don't like it, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the Q&A what you think of it, what you thought of it. If you don't like it, let me know also why you don't like it. Or if you don't want to support his venture, then that's fine too. Let me know. Let us know in the comments. Let us know in the Q&A. That's probably one of the questions I'm going to ask. What do you think of Prime? Um, so WrestleMania week, long week. Um, I didn't get to see anything up until around Thursday afternoon. I know everything was going on since Monday, and I only told people about stuff that was going on from Wednesday on. But really, it was like the only thing I wanted to see was Game Changer Wrestling, Bloodsport X from Josh Barnett. Shayna Baszler versus Masha Slomavich. Shayna from WWE, Masha from TNA. It was held at the auditorium of Penn's Landing Caterers in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So they were like right near each other. This was one of the highlights of the week that wasn't WWE related, and it was posted on YouTube. Some of it. I heard about Baszler facing Slomavich a month in advance, and leading up to the Slomavich, who from TNA had faced and defeated Baszler's friend, and another member of the Four Horsewomen of MMA, Marina Shafir from AEW. There were also promos leading up to this, and we got to the event, and it was a banger. Saw some footage from Danny Talks Wrestling on TikTok or Dump Truck Danny on Twitter. She was all over Philly that weekend from matches in the GCW, and even went to the ECW Legends were wrestling, where the Legends of ECW were wrestling. She got to dance with Flash Funk. She was hanging out and stuff. She had a great time. She was all over the socials. Her smile lit up everything. I'm glad she did that. She deserved she deserved a big thank you for all the stuff she was putting out. She was having the most fun. She was living her best life. Hopefully she does it again soon again, because we love that around here. Danielle, Danny Talks Wrestling, Dump Truck Danny. We love you around here. Thank you for all that. I've been following her. I've been on her socials ever since 2021. Ever since TikTok, I guess. I don't know. Ever since the Wrestle Talk community thing. Um Yeah. I can't tell you how much the truck Danny Talks Wrestling means to me. She's just amazing in all aspects. Give her flowers for putting in all the content she could to post, everything that was out there. She had so much fun as a fan of wrestling. She was just out there, and hopefully, like Wrestlemania, like she understands what she did is something that, that I one day want to do also. Like, yes. All right, so back to the show. A lot of wrestlers were in the crowd representing for their girl. According to Danny, she took videos posted on TikTok. Strowman, Killer Cross, Nia Jax, CM Punk were in the crowd. Jordan Grace came out with Masha. If you follow those two, they've been feuding for quite some time in TNA. And then Shayna came out with her tag partner, Zoe Stark. The match was insane. It was a banger. There was a lot of kicks to the faces, insane holds. But Baszler ended up stomping her face and winning after the referee stopped the fight. Like, the referee's all like, no, can't be stopping her face anymore. Done. I'm betting Triple H told her not to come back here without a win. So yeah, that happened. I'm thanking Danny right now. I'm gonna leave her TikTok account in the show notes so y'all can show her some love and watch all these amazing videos that she took over the weekend of everything of WrestleMania week. So yeah, there it is. Danny, I'm giving you all the extra credit, all the extra love. You deserve it. You deserve to have fun out there. Thank you for all the content. Like, I wouldn't be talking about this if it wasn't for everything that I just saw in her videos. Next up, Friday Night SmackDown. What'd you think of it? Because I was like, I saw it, but it's like, okay, I'm not gonna be able to like talk about the entire Friday. But we only saw two things that progressed the story on what happened that night.
Mm-hmm.
First, Dragon Lee gets attacked backstage. He's hurt. He's injured. And then later on the night, Rey Mysterio and Zelina Vega are getting jumped by Santos Escobar and Dominic. Dominic tells Andrade to help them jump Mysterio, but he decides not to and double-cross Dom and Santos because it's a double-crossing. I actually thought Andrade was going to join Legado or he was going to join the Judgment Day. But he decided, no, I'm a good person. So, Charlotte's going to come back soon, so we need that storyline happening. So he ended up helping Rey and Zelina instead. Zelina jumped into Andrade's arms as a callback when she used to manage him on NXT. Not many people knew that. They were like, "Ooh, we're gonna tell Charlotte." No.
Yeah, exactly.
She used to manage him. Calm down.
That's that thing.
Yeah. Like, hey, Juanita, we need to tell that Juanita. And then Charlotte comes back and gets jealous over Zelina. No way. Later that night, they tell Dragon Lee not to worry. He will be replaced by Andrade. How you gonna tell Dragon Lee, hey, you're in one of the WrestleMania matches? Oh, cool. Thank you, senor. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yes. My dream come true. I'm gonna tell my family. Friday night. Yeah, you're being replaced by Andrade.
Yeah, really.
Son of a bitch. It actually makes a lot of sense, and I'll tell you guys later. But it actually makes a lot of sense as to why he was replaced. And then later that night, the main event, Bronson Reed wins the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. What does that do for him exactly?
I don't know. Because
yeah, you're gonna say the same thing, I bet.
I mean, they've been pushing him, to be, in that race for the Intercontinental Championship. But I mean, I don't know. It doesn't seem like even the past few champions I've seen, like nothing really happened other than they get that, you know, oh, you won, you know, so they bring out this big statue, you know, big trophy, and that runs for, you know, a couple months and then that's it. You know, it's not like he gets like a number one contender shot, you know, to whatever he, you know, whichever belt he wants to go for. So I don't know. I
Right.
don't understand. I mean, it's a nice battle royal, but they don't hype it up a lot. They don't even tell you who's in it.
They don't.
You know, I found out who was in it when we were doing our episode last week because I went onto the, you know, on the Wikipedia page, and it
Right.
shows all of the participants that have been in it, and then who was going to be in it, you know, for that Friday. So I was like, maybe that this is something they need to work on, hype it up a little bit, you know.
But what happens after they win?
They need to give them something for it.
Right.
Other
Which
than
goes back to
the trophy.
2014. Like it's been 10 years. They go back to from 2014. Here are the past winners. Cesaro. He got major exposure, obviously. Big Show, obviously, he's a big guy. Got major exposure as well. Big Show, of course. Baron Corbin, who's now on NXT, or probably coming up, depending on what he wants to do after the whole thing with Braun Breaker. Mojo Rawley, what was that?
Wasn't he a free agent?
Yeah, I guess he could come back, or if he wanted to. Mojo Rawley, he's gone. He's been gone. Matt Hardy's been gone. Braun Strowman, he's around. Jey Uso in 2021 after the pandemic, you know, like he became a main event. He became a big deal. Madcap Moz, who's gone now. Bobby Lashley, who's he's in the main event. He's around the spot. He's around. And now it's Bronson Reed. So I wonder what they're going to do with him now that he's around doing all that stuff. Saturday night, or wait, no, we're still on Friday night. Friday night, the 2024 Hall of Fame. This comes from SlamWrestling.net and posted by Bob Kapoor. I'm only going to read the first induction of the Hall of Fame, as I couldn't find it on YouTube, so I found the transcript. If you want to read the rest of the inductions, link will be in the show notes. The first induction to the Hall of Fame was Paul Heyman, so Roman Reigns came out to induct Paul Heyman into the Hall of Fame. Reigns was grateful and reverential about Heyman, noting the influence the wise man has had on Reigns' career. He talked about lessons that he learned from Heyman, including what he said was the wisest piece of advice he received. It came late one night on the road. Reigns told Heyman that he felt that as long as Heyman was on his side, there was nothing Reigns could do in this business. Heyman told Roman that all Roman has to do was believe in himself. And if he could do that, then the world was in the palm of Roman's hand. Reigns ended by saying that without the wise man, there would not and will not be a tribal chief. So basically, if you fire Heyman, Roman's out too. Just making y'all aware of that. Paul Heyman came out, hugged all of his guys, all these ECW guys, Bully Ray, D-Von, RBD, who was sitting next to his wife, probably smoking weed before the show, Tommy Dreamer, who was probably sitting next to his wife, Beulah McGillicuddy. A lot of people were there. Came out to the ring. There was a box right next to him. We were all wondering what it was. Of course, we were all wondering what it was. Heyman went on to point out Triple H had heaped praise on him as a new creative leader of the company. He says only one person can drive the car out of chaos, pointing at Triple H. Only one person can assume true control of the locker room, and the leadership that was sorely needed by the men and the women as beautiful performance art has been bestowed upon us by that man sitting right there. Levick had assumed the pencil of this company and has led us to creative freedom backstage where more superstars are emerging to the main event before your very eye. And the manner in which he will lead us, let me tell you, for the rest of my life, I will be a Paul Levesque guy. Basically a shot at, Heyman addressed his two children, Jacob and Azalea, who were in attendance, giving them a lesson about what defines success in the world. And I think y'all should take a closer listen to this quote. It's not about the money. It's about being worthy of people's respect. It's about being worthy of their admiration. It's about pursuing your dreams and failing and going after them again and again and again and failing 101 times and succeeding on the 101st. Pursue your dreams, pursue your happiness, and I promise you one day you will be standing at a podium in front of your audience of your friends and your family and your work and your children, and you will hear the love for the body of work that you put together with the true passion of your lives. He later said that with the mushy shit out of the way, he then said extreme factor, donning his trademark black leather duster, a headset, and an HW ball cap that he found in the box that was sitting right next to him. He also pulled out his old brick cell phone from his WCW days, which is now broken. It's the same one he had. He talked about wanting to change the industry that sucked and featured wrestlers, featured clowns and plumbers. He said he wanted to revolutionize the business with hip-hop and rock and roll and sexy women and violence, and thus the Tribe of the Extreme was born. And though the company no longer exists, Heyman said the spirit of ECW lives on in the matches that are put on today and the passion of fans of every wrestling company. He went on to say, if you think that the spirit of ECW died in a bankruptcy court in 2001, you can suck his, he got bleeped, I don't know what he said. Something about sausage or anything. Joking that he might get canceled for that kind of language, Heyman went into his final stretch of his speech saying that would never happen to him. They ain't gonna cancel him, he promised, because they know if they do, I'm coming back bigger, badder, stronger than ever before. As testament, he lists off all the times he did get canceled or rather fired, running down his history from WCW to ECW to WWE, mentioning all the roles he played, from manager to announcer to Raw GM to the advocate of rock, and he named them too, which I was surprised. Lesnar, until he found a new life as a special counsel to Roman Reigns and wise man of the bloodline, and getting an opportunity to work with newer stars named checking Braun Breaker, Rhea Ripley, Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams, and Jade Cargill. And that's it. What'd you think of it?
I thought it was great. He showed his true self, and you could see that this passion is real. It's not, to me, it's not just a gimmick. You could see that he really, because he wasn't his wise man self. I mean, there was tidbits of it, but just to see that this business is great and that he has done a lot of great things, and he's working with all of these different talented stars. And the fact that he's like superstar. He's like, nah, wrestlers. This is pro wrestling. This isn't sports entertainment. And he's like, this is professional wrestling. He was really, you could see that this business really meant a lot to him. And I loved it. I thought it was great. I still don't like the way he looks and praises Roman like, but that's just how he is.
Tribal chief. Yes, my tribal chief. Yes, my tribal chief.
Yes. It's kind of stalkerish to me, but
Stalkerish, yeah. With the inclusion of WWE having a thing on Netflix in 2025, there's also talk about a possible ECW revival under the new WWE partnership with Netflix. Really? So it'd be like, it'd be like Raw and ECW as well. if you're going with that.
That's
So I
gonna be
can't wait
crazy.
for that. And it's Netflix, so there's going to be a lot of Lucha Underground stuff.
Mm.
The other Hall of Fame people, Bull Nakano. What'd you think of that one?
You know, I do remember her vaguely from the 90s.
Yes.
But not a lot. But seeing in the ring, I was like, she's a beast, man.
She is.
Swinging everybody by their hair.
And
I was like, oh
laser
wow.
blades, German
I was like,
suplexing everybody.
yeah.
And then,
I'm like,
so,
that makes me hurt.
she thanked she thanked WWE for giving the opportunity into the WWE universe, accepting Bull Nakano. She says we will forever be connected through professional wrestling. If there's such a thing as being reborn, I want to be a professional wrestler Bull Nakano again and be back in the
Hmm.
WWE ring. I look forward to seeing you all again then. You're back. Who knows? The other one was Muhammad Ali. Lonnie Ali, his widow, accepted the induction on Ali's behalf. She knows that Ali's legacy is one as someone who loved people love back. She knows that Ali took inspiration from wrestler Gorgeous George to create a persona that made him a global star, suggesting he was the first ever global sports entertainer. She talked about Ali punching Roddy Piper at the first Wrestlemania as a special guest referee, and about his gift of gab earning him the nickname the Louisville Lip for his promos and also for using his voice for advocating against racism and other oppression. Sting like a bee, float like a butterfly, rumble, young man, rumble. I have his movie. Come on. I freaking love that. She says, I know he would have been thrilled and honored for being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. Lonnie then talked about how Ali was known as the People's Champ and how in 1998, some guy named Dwayne Johnson requested to use the moniker the People's Champion, which Ali agreed to. Lonnie then called out The Rock to accept the People's Championship belt that they created just for him. He joined her in the ring and embraced her warmly before she awarded him with a custom title. And then he gets on the podium and he made it about himself. He thanked Lonnie for the honor and noted that Ali was one of his childhood heroes. He said that his father, Rocky Johnson, had sparred with Ali back when Rocky was a boxer. Rock said that in 1998, when Ali and his family came to see a WWE show, Ali conferred the moniker over to The Rock. He said the People's Championship nickname is one of the most treasures. He thanked Lonnie and escorted her to the back. People kept thinking that, he made it about himself. That, like, he's now a member of the board, so he just decided to come out and make his own title and have her present it to him.
I thought it was nice. I thought it was sweet. I didn't think that it was, I mean, of course he's going to make it about him.
Yeah.
But I think it was just a little piece of why he calls himself the People's Champ, and even though he's heel right now, people still love him.
Right.
It's awesome. I
So
even
he's
brought
over
out my belt.
I saw that. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, Menace here's been talking about her, what is it, the Brahma Bull?
Yeah.
The Brahma Bull championship belt from the 90s that Rock conveniently lost somewhere under a bridge. You happen to have found it. Yeah, so she went on Instagram, posted a picture of herself with the championship belt saying, hey, me and The Rock are twinsies.
I did. When I got it, I was like, hey.
Like, I'm
And then
glad
I
you have
busted
that
it
belt
out.
with you.
Yeah, and then I busted it out this past weekend. It was
You
just
did.
fitting.
It was just sitting. It was just collecting dust. So you might as well, hey, if Rock can have one, I already have one too.
Yeah.
Next up was the US Express, Mike Rotunda and Barry Windham. Taylor Rotunda and his sister, both inducted on the US Express. Of course, Mike Rotunda, Barry Windham said thank you, all that stuff. They talked about their past, their matches, WrestleMania 1, and which made me cry at the very end. They took out their cell phones. Barry had to help Mike Rotunda with that because, he doesn't know how to like work his phone.
I know. Old people,
Technology stuff, and let all the Fireflies know that Barry is with them as well as everybody in the crowd brought out their phones and the Fireflies came out. That was beautiful. We all loved it. We appreciated that. Next up was Thunderbolt Patterson, inducted by one of his best friends, his the guy that keeps up with him. He was just hyping him up, but they were inducted by the New Day. Big E came out, and I was loving it. Of course, they did the whole guy rating of the hip. We missed that shit around here. And then the biggest introduction ever. What was it? Philadelphia? Yeah, all that stuff. He did that. We loved it. After it's the one that was announced this past week. Didn't realize she was being honored. But it was Leah Maivia. Everything I know about her is from Young Rock. Like, Dwayne just told the entire story about his grandma from there. Of course, nothing to hide. He told it in his own way. Here, the actress who plays Grandma Maivia in Young Rock narrated the entire thing for Leah Maivia's induction speech, intro actually, and then The Rock came out again and inducted his grandma, and then decided to get in character and bash Cody Rhodes right behind him. And I'm just like, oh, this is awkward. Why do you have to be awkward, sir?
Yeah. It's not about you and your storyline right now.
Can you please
it's about your grandma.
Just induct your grandma, get it on, please.
Yeah.
I saw Paul Heyman was going to be the main event. Apparently not. Leah Maivia is the main event than this. And I'm like, nobody knows who she is. Oh, yes, they do. One of few things here and there that happened. People were recording. When Roman Reigns came out to induct Paul Heyman, you saw Nia Jax raise her hand, do the pointing rise for the bloodline. Fingers in the sky. Jimmy, of course, doing the finger in the sky. Next to him is his wife, Naomi, who didn't put her finger in the sky at all. She was told, no, you're a face, don't do that. Jay was just sitting down the entire time. He didn't care. He had his G glasses on, sitting right next to his son. They vlogged the entire weekend on their YouTube channel, or should be on YouTube, or it should be on TikTok, around there. Everybody had fun on that, except for everybody complaining about The Rock and him being awkward.
Yeah, it was. There's a time and a place for that. That wasn't the place. But,
right.
When you're on the board, you can do what you want, I guess.
Everybody had fun on that, except for everybody complaining about The Rock and, him being awkward.
Yeah, it was. there's a time and a place for that. That wasn't the place. But,
Right.
when you're on the board, you can do what you want, I guess.
Wrestlemania Night 1 at Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, at the Lincoln Financial Field. The attendance for Night 1 was 72,543. The attendance for Night 2 was 72,755. With a combined total of 145,298. I say the same people showed up except for Night 2. It's like more people showed up on that night.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, where'd they put 200 more people?
200 more people. Like, you combined the group total. That's weird. Why would you combine that? There's 200 more. That's it. That's your combined total. The same people showed up. It's the same thing. Like, hey, we got, like, if it was a one night thing, it would be like, okay, you got 200 more people.
Yeah.
So we are going to tell you what we saw at WrestleMania 40. I'm going to include the press conference as well. So this is going to be a long show. You already knew this coming in, didn't you? Our predictions episode was 2 hours and 10 minutes long. Imagine how this episode is going to be.
I know.
And it's 150th episode. I mean, I wasn't thinking of anything else but that. After it's all over, does it hold up as one of the greatest WrestleMania of all time? Find out later. All right, on Night 1, Grammy Award winning singer Coco Jones opened the show by performing the Star Spangled Banner. If you don't know who Coco Jones is, she also plays Hillary Banks on the new Bel-Air show on Peacock. It's on season 3, I believe now. Should be. Samantha Irvin was working all night on both nights, introducing everyone in the ring. Shout out to her. Good
Lord. Samantha the Bomb.
It was also noted that it was cold that night, with Michael Cole announcing it was 51 degrees, and it felt like 48 degrees. Of course, meteorologist coming in for the save. Same thing happened the next night as well, but it was much more warmer or cooler. I don't know.
No, it was warmer. No, it was warmer.
It was warmer. Okay, it was warmer.
Yep.
Triple H came out welcoming everyone to the event and ushered in a new era. What are we calling this era? I'm not going to call it the Triple H era.
He said it's our era. It's everybody's. It's the WWE Universe era, I'm going to say. Because it's for the fans.
It's for the fans. There's the Triple H era, the Codyverse era, or the storyline era, cinematic storyline era. That's what I've heard around the TikTok Wrestle Talk community. So yeah, I might call it the Codyverse, or I might call it the storyline era. I like the storyline era better. Okay. I'm not gonna call it Codyverse because that's it. If I'm gonna call anybody a verse, it'd be Roman Reigns, Tribal Chief verse era. First match of the night. Oh, goodness gracious. Rhea Ripley defeated Becky Lynch for the Women's World Championship. 17 minutes and 5 seconds. Becky Lynch opened the show with an entire theme around the cover of her new memoir, The Man, Not Your Average Girl. Wait, The Man, Not Your Average Girl.
Right.
Yeah. She had pages of her book as the coattails of her dress. I wasn't reading any of them. After that, Motionless in White, the band, played Demon in Your Dream. To introduce Rhea Ripley, she comes out. Her and the lead singer of Motionless in White did the whole stomping their foot, right?
Yep. I thought it was pretty awesome. I thought it was a pretty awesome opening to have them there, and she just looked amazing.
Yes.
Shout out to Mania. She looked great.
a year ago today, Chris Motionless had the lead singer of Motionless in White. Chris Motionless had put it up on YouTube that he was letting Rhea Ripley use the song and everything, all that stuff. Comments in there from a year ago, like, hey, now like you have a wrestler performing your song. Now let's get you to WrestleMania. A year later, he is at WrestleMania performing the song to introduce Rhea Ripley. So, of course, I had to go in there, put my 2 cents in. Well, not 2 cents, it's just like and a year later, he was at WrestleMania. They willed it. His fans willed it. Of course. That was awesome. I loved that. Love the band. I started listening to them.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yes. During the match, Lynch applied to disarm her on Ripley, who was able to escape by performing the sit-out powerbomb for a near fall. As Ripley attempted the Riptide, Lynch countered into a manhandle slam for a near fall. Ripley then hit the Riptide for another near fall. In the climax, as Lynch attempted the second manhandle slam, Ripley countered and performed 2 consecutive Riptides to retain the title. And as she says in the press conference, Mommy is always on top. What did you think of it? We all loved it.
It was awesome. And I appreciate Rhea's saying, being in character, but so I guess you could say she broke character. And she gave praise to Becky being, a good fighter, and she just had nothing negative to say. Right. Even if you're a heel, still give credit where credit is due. They both showed up and they did such an amazing job. And the fact that Becky was not feeling well and still performed, yes, bravo to her. Bravo.
Yeah.
I'm Cody in the field. Hi, Rhea.
Hi.
I'm a Special Olympics athlete and WrestleMania 40's community correspondent. Here's my question for you. How does it feel to retain that title and still be the best nightmare of all time?
It feels bloody fantastic, to say the least. Look, I went out there with one of the best in this federation, Becky Lynch, and to be able to step toe-to-toe with her and bring the fight to her, it meant the absolute world to me. And to be able to have it on the grandest stage of them all at WrestleMania XL, the largest WrestleMania there is, it's very, very special. And not only that, but to have Motionless in White be there too, everything sort of came together for Mommy. And I proved once again that Mommy is always on top.
Hi, Rhea. Cameron Hawkins from The Ringer. We had a conversation back in January about the authenticity that you've been presenting with your character. I think we got to see a lot more of that tonight especially. Can you just talk about the creative freedom you've been given and how that's really helped your career to date?
Yeah. Every time I step out there in front of everyone, and even doing things away from the crowd as well, I feel like I get to be the genuine person that I am. Obviously, it's a little bit revved up because some of the things I do, I would get arrested for in everyday life. But on the other hand, it's just an organic version of me. It's how I would react to things. It's what I would say to things. It's how I would feel emotionally to the things that are happening around me. And I've had a lot of creative freedom with that. I get to be myself. I get to be genuine. I get to go out there and be the badass that you all love, be the mommy that you all love, but also show that side of me where I do let you see that little glimpse into my life where I am excited genuinely about something that's happening in my life, like you saw tonight with Motionless in White, me and Chris there screaming at each other. That's a life moment right there. That's something that I've absolutely dreamt of my entire life. I've loved that band since high school, and I'm so privileged that they got to come here and be a part of this massive moment for me. So for me, I get a lot of freedom, but I feel like that works because you guys see the true person that I am, and that's what makes it easier to connect with.
Graham Matthews with the Bleacher Report. Between beating Charlotte Flair last year at WrestleMania, beating Becky Lynch tonight, does this cement the end of the Four Horsewomen era in WWE for women's wrestling?
You know, the Four Horsewomen era, it will live on forever. They accomplished so much. They took the women's division to heights that we could have only dreamt of. They've done so much for the business, and I have all the respect for every single one of them. I feel like the way that I've been going WrestleMania after WrestleMania, finally knocking off the Horsewomen, and same as Bianca Belair, she's been doing the same. We've been proving that there is a shift coming, and these new women, they are taking over, and we're showing out, and we're trying to take it to higher heights that it has been taken to. Obviously, Four Horsewomen, they're amazing at what they do, and we don't want them to leave, but they're going to have to move over because we're taking over at the same time.
Hey, Rhea, this is Stephanie with Body Slam That. Congratulations on your win.
Thank you.
However, your Dirty Dom lost, and Finn and Damian also lost. So how are you feeling about that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too stoked about it, to be completely honest. It sucks. It sucks. We really wanted tonight to be the moment for the Judgment Day where we solidify ourselves as the main threat here within the WWE. I'm always going to be proud of my boys. Always. They put up a hell of a fight. Damian and Finn were in there with many other tag teams. So the odds were stacked against them. Obviously, it's a ladder match as well. We got Finn, who's scared of heights. So that was just a setup, you know. But I feel like they still did so well. And then there's my Latino heat, my Dirty Dom, Dominic Mysterio. And I will forever be so extremely proud of him and his accomplishments and how much he's grown in the past year and a half to 2 years. He has skyrocketed with his confidence, and everything that he does is just so genuine, and he is proving to everyone that he belongs here. He's not just Rey Mysterio's son, he belongs here. So I'm always going to be proud of him, but there is that side of me as well where I'm frustrated, man. I'm frustrated. The Judgment Day, we were supposed to take over WrestleMania XL, and the boys just they didn't get it done completely. But we'll have to reconnect in the next day or two and talk about it and see what happens, I guess. Mommy's always on top, so they know that.
Final question for Rhea.
Denise Salcedo, Instinct Culture. Rhea, this match with Becky Lynch has been one that a lot of people have been waiting for. You and I spoke about it. I spoke about it with Becky. And given just the anticipation of it all, from the moment from you walking out to the match itself, to the bell ringing, to you holding up the championship, how did you feel throughout the entire thing, and how did you feel about the performance that you guys both put on?
I think it was spectacular. Like you said, we've been building to this for a long, long time. Becky and I haven't had a match on television since NXT days. And that had no conclusion to the match because Shayna Baszler, Marina Shafir, and Jessamine Duke came out and they absolutely destroyed that for us. So this match, it's been built up for a long, long time. And to have it at such an amazing stage as WrestleMania XL, have everything sort of fall into place with the band, with the crowd, with the everything that's been going on. It was spectacular. I feel like this could possibly just be the start for me and Becky as well. I feel like we haven't had many chances to show you exactly what we have together, and we want to make more magic. But tonight was special, and tonight I think she was a little bit upset, you know. Don't blame her. Made sure to sit across the ring from her after everything, and I think that she might want to get a little payback at some point in her career. But right now, I'm content. I'm happy with the way it went, and let's see what the future holds.
Rhea Ripley, congratulations again. Take some time and enjoy your win here tonight.
Oh, don't worry, Byron. I will. Thank you.
Of course. So I'm gonna have the press conference, her on the press conference. I'm gonna have everybody's press conference. Well, whoever showed up.
Awesome. Okay.
So that's hers at this moment. And you were there. I had to watch it live. Not live, on the live. And I
Yeah.
was like,
Mhm.
oh yeah. So I loved every part of it, including Triple H's speech about everything, basically. The analytics, the attendance, all that stuff. Like, he's just like me. We're always checking the analytics. We're
Sure.
always checking
Sure.
the numbers. Sure. Or
That's
I'm
right.
just like him, basically. I'm just like him. I'm always checking the stuff. Next match is the six-pack tag team ladder match for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship. Both belts, actually. A-Town Down Under, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller versus the Awesome Truth, the Miz and R-Truth. Versus Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Damian Priest versus DIY, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. The New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, and the New Catch Republic, Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate. They had a win by retrieving both SmackDown and Raw championships, respectively. The match lasted 17 minutes and 25 seconds. After being mistaken for D-Generation X by R-Truth, DIY showed their love for the legendary duo of Triple H and Shawn Michaels by coming out the same way that the D-Generation X come out. Not the song, but just the whole image
Their
of it.
outfits, yeah.
Their outfits too. Like the third incarnation of DX. Basically, all is right with Shawn Michaels. All is right with the Lord Shawn Michaels. Born again Christian Shawn Michaels, basically. And let's talk about Dick's Triple H. Those two. The New Day paid tribute to Rocky Balboa in a six-pack tag team ladder match. Kofi Kingston wore an attire based on the Italian stallion, while Xavier Woods' Apollo Creed-inspired attire also served as a nod to his TNA days as Consequences Creed. Frank Kazarian went to Twitter and posted a picture of himself wearing the Rocky robe and Jay Lethal wearing the Apollo Creed outfit from Rocky IV and said, "Emulate the greats who emulate the greats. Love and respect to a couple of studs." However, without missing a beat because it's what they do now, TNA posted old video footage of Xavier Woods as Consequences Creed. So that was fun. They've been doing that a lot of that lately. Anytime somebody from old TNA show up and do something in WWE, like, hey, here was this person back in TNA.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Look at them. During the match, Truth performed the attitude adjustment on Balor and pinned him for a 3 count. That's not how you win the match, Truth.
I know. But I knew that was going to happen.
Truth celebrated thinking it was a traditional tag team match, but misinformed that they had to pull the title belts down. Truth then suggested that Gargano and Ciampa go after the Raw Tag Team Championship, while he and Miz would go after the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. The two teams were knocked down by Theory and Waller, who climbed the ladder and retrieved the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. Who'd you say was going to win?
I thought they were, I think. I thought it was A-Town Down Under.
Okay. There you go. They won. They won the SmackDown.
I got that one. But for the life of me, I couldn't remember. And I didn't get it. I listened to us twice, right? So that's 4 hours. I still don't remember who I said was going to win the Raw Championship.
I'm sorry you listened to me. You listened to both of us for 4 hours. Why? Oh, anybody who's been like binge listening, here you are.
Okay, so the whole reason why I listened to it twice was I started listening to it and then I would like fall asleep and then wake up and it would be at different parts. So I wanted to hear the whole thing.
Same thing I do when I edit the show.
Yeah.
I fall asleep during because I can't. I sleep to my own voice.
Yeah.
That's
and
what
it's
happens.
not that we're boring,
No, we just have this whole, what do you call it? We have soothing voices, basically.
Yes.
We could make a baby fall asleep right at this moment. Shh, it's okay, little baby. I know you're tired. Who should we talk to? Lisa. We understand your baby cried. Have your baby listen to the podcast. We
Yeah.
will help your baby fall asleep.
That's right.
That's right. We will help your baby fall asleep. Just listen to us. So the SmackDown Tag Team Championships are owned by Theory and Waller. Judgment Day member JD McDonough interfered, but Kingston was tipped over the ladder, causing McDonough to crash through the tables.
Oh my God, that hurt me.
Oh goodness. Why is it always JD though? Damn. In the end, Truth performed another attitude adjustment that sent Priest over the top rope to the floor. Truth then climbed the ladder and retrieved the Raw Tag Team Championship to end the match and split the titles. This made Truth the oldest Raw Tag Team Champion in the title's history and marked his first win at the annual event.
That's awesome. Or excuse
It
me.
is.
Awesome.
There you go. Truth. It's true. It's true. Well, during the match, he waited for the tag again, like always, and which upset. I don't know why it like annoyed Priest and Balor, but it did. It's like, what are you doing?
I know.
I was like, okay, you know what?
They should know that that's just him.
Yeah.
You know? I'm like, you know what? Let Miz tag him in, and then you beat him up. You know?
Yeah. And the fact that when Truth went up to grab the belt, I kept saying, I thought you were scared of heights. Like, just, you know, bringing it back to when he said he had agoraphobia. And he was afraid of spiders, and he was afraid of spiders on the ladder, and he was afraid of heights. So I'm like sitting there, I was like, you accomplished your fear of heights, bro. Yes. That's awesome. Truth, you did it. Not only did you accomplish your fear of heights, but you are now the Raw Tag Team Champion. The oldest Raw Tag Team Champion in title's history. How old is Truth?
52.
What? No way.
Yeah.
52 years old. I thought he was younger.
No.
Man's been around forever.
Yeah, I know. And you know what? He still looks great.
Also. He does. He did.
And he can keep up with, you know, with the younger superstars. So bravo to him.
He sure can. He's just as crazy, but he sure can.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what makes him, you know, but everybody likes him, you know, so.
We relate to him. Yeah. Next up is Rey Mysterio and Andrade with Carlito, Cruz del Toro, Joaquin Wild, and Lena Vega. You still couldn't get one of those to tag with? Okay. Defeated Santos Escobar and Dirty Dominic Mysterio with Angel, Alberto, and Alexa Lopez by pinfall. The match lasted 11 minutes and 5 seconds. Rey Mysterio wore the colors of Philadelphia Eagles and included Eagles on his attire. The Latino World Order and Legado del Fantasma each put forth teams of a second and third generation wrestler. Santos Escobar is the son of El Fantasma, thus the Legado del Fantasma name. He is joined by Dominic, of course, son of Rey. Rey Mysterio is the nephew of wrestler original Rey Mysterio, and Andrade, son of Espanto Terror. So this is why I said, like, it wouldn't make sense for Dragon Lee to join. He's just first generation in there. But he does have a mask, and he is a luchador, so he basically fits with that, but he doesn't fit with what they were trying to do here, which was the entire everybody in there, even Angel and Alberto. I'm sorry, not Alberto. Angel and Berto Carrillo. Angel, Garza, and Berto.
Yeah, you're right. Angel Garza.
They're cousins who are related to Hector Garza, and of course they shout out their grandfather. Yeah. Rey Mysterio and Andrade coming back. Crew, everybody. In the end, two masked men showed up and helped Rey, who then hit Dominic and Escobar with a 619. Andrade took out Dominic and Rey pinned Escobar to win the match. After the match, the masked men celebrated with the Latino World Order and were revealed to be Philadelphia Eagles offensive linemen Jason Kelsey and Lane Johnson. But you still couldn't bring back.
I knew Jason Kelsey was going to be there.
Of course, everybody saw that. It was like, who are these guys?
Right. Well, see, it's funny because I was telling my family that earlier in the week, I saw on Instagram that Rey Mysterio was like, Jason Kelsey, congratulations on, your retirement. And I saw you in, your luchador mask at the Super Bowl. So we're going to be in Philadelphia, come get, a real mask, And so I was like, I was thinking to myself, that would be funny if somehow he showed up.
Man,
and he did.
Show up.
But as soon as he took, I was like, oh, that makes sense. He's crazy guy.
Right. During the match, Joaquin Wilde told Carlito and Cruz he wanted his WrestleMania moment. So he did his thing where he jumped from the middle rope and went, 12 feet away?
Yes.
What a great WrestleMania moment that was.
I'm like, he's crazy to want to be launched all the way over there.
Launch me, do it. I don't care. I want my WrestleMania moment. And I'm so glad he said that. Like, he deserved that WrestleMania moment.
Yeah.
Had they had saved that spot for until now, it would have been great too.
Yeah. And watching it back, because I watched that one again with my younger sister because she couldn't come over to watch it with us at first. Santos and Rey Mysterio just were like resting in the corner when that happened. You know what I mean? So it's like, they must have said something. I'm like, you would have thought Santos would have tried to, botch that so that he didn't get his moment, but they were just sitting there chilling, in different corners. So I was like, that's nice, And then the fight resumed.
And that corner was the far left upper corner where they were being launched. Where he was being launched. I'm like thinking, oh, he's gonna botch it. He's gonna stop it. No, he let it go. I'm like, really? Meanwhile, Rey Mysterio's in the far corner on lower right side.
Yeah.
I was like, I think you two should have been switched around or something, but they lost their setting.
Yeah.
So Andrade and Rey Mysterio. Is Andrade part of the LWO? Or is he just there because?
I just think he's an ally.
He's an ally. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, but he could be in the LWO and then, Zelina will come out with him, so it could be like when he was in WWE before, when he was in NXT. Have her in his corner, but I think that he's just an ally.
Yeah.
So, but we'll see. Time will tell, and we'll see what happens.
Next match, Super Kick Party. Jey Uso defeated Jimmy Uso at 11 minutes and 5 seconds. The third ever brother match at WrestleMania after Bret Hart versus Owen Hart at WrestleMania 10 in March 1984 and Jeff Hardy versus Matt Hardy at WrestleMania 25 in April of 2009. Both of these matches, the heel won. Owen Hart had beaten Bret Hart. Matt Hardy had beaten Jeff Hardy. This is the first match where brother versus brother, where the face actually wins. During the match, Jey and Jimmy would trade multiple super kicks against each other, of course. like I said, I said it. It's like it didn't do
You
anything.
did.
It didn't. It's just like, oh my God. I wasn't expecting anything out of this match at all. It was just like, all right, we're just going to continue the story of how you're my brother, but, come back to me and all that. And I'm going to fucking kick your face in multiple times. And you know what? I should have just counted the super kicks just the same way I counted the chops for a Gunther match.
Mhm.
But I wasn't thinking like, oh, this is going to be a great match. Just the same
I
way I
will
did
say,
last year when they were like the Usos versus Sami Zayn and
uh-huh.
Kevin Owens, where
Yeah.
I actually counted the super kicks. I just didn't realize they were going to do super kicks here. And then after that, I was like, I hate this so much.
Yeah. I will say I do like the intro that they did, leading up to the fight. I think that was awesome.
Yeah.
And even the ending, I was like, oh, I hate this. But I will say it was a good match, but it was kind of anticlimactic.
There was.
But let's see
Jay
where it
was about,
heads now.
yeah. As Jay was about to perform a super kick, Jimmy apologized not for the handshake while on his knees to Jay. He later then shook his brother's hand and helped him up, but Jimmy pushed and super kicked Jay. Jimmy then performed a frog splash on Jay for a near fall. In the end, Jay performed a spear and Uso splash on Jimmy to win the match. It wasn't really necessary to have this match. I saw they've been saying it though. I was like, oh, my dream is to have a match with my brother, and they did it. And like, this is what the end result of it. This is what you wanted out of it. If it was
I
for
thought
a belt,
more
then
of the
yeah, it'd be
family
like
would be
epic.
involved.
Yeah, me too. Like, you have the Bloodline Rule stuff going on, but might as well bring your family. Might as well bring your freaking dad into this. No, stop fighting. No, but no. He was there at the freaking Hall of Fame.
I know.
What a, even the other Samoans. Haku was there. Come on.
Mhm.
Don't do this. Don't do this, Jay. Like, if you did it for, like, Jay versus Roman at, what was it? For the Hell in a Cell, and
Yeah.
Jimmy came out when we weren't expecting Jimmy and tried to plead with Roman to stop. Why not do it here also? Do it here also and like plead with Jay to stop because Jay was just like kicking.
Yeah.
Hey, kick. Let's kick more. Let's kick another one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back and freaking count the kicks. I guess. Sure, why not?
And you can update us later, right?
I'll update it later.
Yeah.
We'll come back to this match again and be like, yeah, this happened. Oh, sorry. Next match. Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and Naomi defeated Damage Control, Dakota Kai, Asuka, and Kairi Sane. 8 minutes. The EST, the Glow, and the Storm. I saw that on TikTok.
Yeah.
So last year, 2023, saw Bianca Belair carry WWE Gold, Jade Cargill carry AEW Gold, and Naomi carry TNA Gold. These three were doing their own thing last year. They were in their own zone.
Mhm.
So, yes, they were doing their stuff. They were doing their thing. And I enjoyed it. And now they're doing their thing here. India and Asuka accidentally sprayed Sane with the mist, allowing Belair to whip Asuka with her ponytail, followed up with a KOD. Cargill performed the Jade on Kai to win the match. So basically, we saw Jade Cargill and Naomi the first 7 minutes of the match.
Yep.
No, I'm sorry, Bianca Belair and Naomi.
No, Bianca. Yeah, Bianca and Naomi. Yeah. See, and I
with
thought
limited,
Jade would get more time.
Exactly, with limited time on her, limit what she can do in the ring. We're not going to see it until possibly later. Jade Cargill gets that 1 minute of freaking time and does her finisher and then wins the match. And I'm like, that's it. Like, AEW did more for Jade than this right here. but WWE is like, hey, our star attraction is Jade Cargill. Let us limit her.
Yeah.
Can she still not wrestle, or is there like, are you trying to like build her up? Is there going to be?
I think they need to build her up.
Are we going to see a Goldberg situation again, where we only see like a few seconds of her, and then that's it? And then, she's okay as a face, but I'm calling it right now. Jade Cargill versus Bianca Belair, WrestleMania 41.
Okay. We'll revisit this next year.
We'll revisit the next year.
Yep.
I love their in-ring chemistry, and I also love their chemistry outside the ring. Obviously, outside the ring. These three forgot they were at a press conference and were just talking like they were on a podcast with each other.
Or they're on a girls' night or something.
Yeah, it's like, and I'm just gonna show the entire thing because I'm gonna just put up their entire thing because they were like, hey, you guys have questions? We're here. Oh, let's talk amongst each other. Yeah, okay, you know what?
Girl, I love this. I love that. Look at your sunglasses.
Like they were at the barbecue,
focus,
and
ladies, focus.
we were just watching them. We were just watching.
Right. I can't see. That's a bop, sis. That's a bop. Take them off. Glasses, like I couldn't see. Customized, by the way. I made these. Yes, you did. Gorgeous.
Why make me a pair in gold
and silver?
I don't like that. I don't like that you did
I'm
that.
jealous. That's my color.
I don't like that at all. You know I need a patties in gold.
I'm done. I got you. I think these look better on me. Hold on.
Okay, y'all heard her say.
I got her a pair in gold. I can't see anything. Exactly. All right, I feel that. That's how it was in the entrance. I feel that.
You don't need to see, sis. You just need to glow.
Well, ladies, we appreciate you joining us with all your glam surrounding you.
It's always glam.
Let's go ahead and start off here in the front row.
Emily May with Sportskeeda Wrestling. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Sportskeeda!
I know that there's so much emotions about tonight. Jade, you officially made your WrestleMania debut in such an incredible fashion. Next to Bianca, next to Naomi. This was a historical moment. People from around the world were watching. So I would love to know your thoughts because the three of you made history tonight.
First and foremost, I would have never thought that I would have graced the stage with these two phenomenal women. I think I would have never gotten, first of all, this is Miss WrestleMania, undefeated. Then we have Miss Veteran over here that knows exactly what to do every time. I mean, look at her in the ring, guys. She knows what to do at every given moment. I would have never got this opportunity anywhere else. I'm very thankful for what I got. I would have never gotten a better start, and this is my first WrestleMania. It's only going to go up from here.
Good answer. Good answer.
I like that. You got to snap. You got to snap.
Hi, Scott Felstead, Muscle and Fitness. Congratulations on lighting up the ring. You wouldn't realise how cold it was. Michael Cole said it was chilly in Philly, which it was. I was just wondering, was there word backstage about what it was like being in the ring in the cold? Did you have to warm up extra backstage? Are you worried about pulling muscles? How is it wrestling outside in this kind of weather?
Well, we actually, we walked through our entrance, and when we went on the lift, and it was like, what, noon?
Yes.
And it was windy, and it was cold. We were freezing. So we all had a conversation backstage, and we were like, look, y'all, we got to warm up. We got to get right so no one gets injured. But we knew that it was going to be cold, but we all agreed backstage. We were like, we going to bring the heat.
Yes.
We bringing the heat to WrestleMania. And when we went out there and we were up there in the sky, I didn't even feel the cold.
No.
The adrenaline was pumping. The Philly crowd was amazing. And it just felt so iconic. And to be there with these two women, it was just an amazing moment. And we brought the heat to WrestleMania. I never felt the cold.
No, not at all.
Yeah, it was an iconic moment.
I didn't feel it because I had my jacket and my hat on and my LEDs. So with all the light up stuff, the batteries and everything, the longer it's on, I turn it on like way earlier so that if there's any glitches or anything, the wires go short. I have a lot of shortages, but it heats up. It gets really hot. So I was actually warm. I had a little heater in my jacket.
Not me.
Y'all didn't know about that. So I was Gucci up there. I was cool.
But you gonna front like that?
Right.
Because during rehearsal, sis
It was
over here
freezing.
shaking.
What? My
She
knee
was
wouldn't
shaking.
stop.
She was
man.
cold. She was scared. She was scared of the height.
She was
I was having a
scared.
hard time.
We all You were scared. You
She was
scared.
shaking her
You
little
was
boots. I
scared.
was like, just hold my hand. We're going to be okay. The adrenaline
Hey.
going to be pumping. We was talking to each other.
Yeah,
but we had
We held it down. We held it down. We held it down.
I think I got a little vertigo a little bit.
Right,
Something.
right,
I don't know.
right.
I got when it went to swaying and moving, I ain't like that. I ain't like that at all.
We held hands.
But my girls had me. Yeah.
Next question.
You guys, we're having fun. This is great. Like
I'm
us
having so
working
much
together,
fun.
it's something that no one would ever fathom. Like all of us being in the same ring at the same time. Who would have thought, right? So
Yeah.
we're all just enjoying one another. Like we all have similar personalities. We're enjoying ourselves. Like that's what it's about. It's about the journey. And don't mind us right now. We're just killing things and having a great time. So loosen up.
All the feelings.
We the same. We similar, but we way different.
We different, but we enjoy one another. Like who would have thought? Like I said, it's a dream.
They got to pull me back all the time.
We got you. We got you.
Because I be bouncing off the wall. But do I get on y'all nerves yet?
No, not yet. No.
They're not saying from all these people.
No.
All right, let's move on. Let's enjoy another question.
Hi, ladies. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So I don't know if you're aware, but Cody Rhodes actually invited Kip Amp Middle School here from Brooklyn. And they actually sent in a question for you. So shout out to Victor and the kids of the wrestling club.
Oh,
Yeah. We see it all the time. Yes.
I love them so much.
They are here, and they sent in a question for you three.
She went like this to her jacket. Show the jacket off. Love it. There we go.
I need me a jacket.
They said, what impact do you think your trio will have on young girls and boys that look just like you?
Such a big impact. What I will say is that representation is so important. I always say that representation is not a request, it's a requirement.
Yes.
And I always say what's better than one, it's three. It's amazing to have one represent and be representation, but sometimes when you see just one, it seems like it's an anomaly. It seems like you have to be special. You know that it's possible, but you have to be so special. You have to be lucky. But when you see multiple representing and them all representing something different, we all come from different walks of life. We all represent something different. We all have different personalities. And that right there really shows you what's possible, and it shows you that you don't have to be special, that this is possible. So what we're doing right now is so special. And what I will say is that Naomi is someone who taught me from the very beginning when I first came into WWE. Sometimes you have that feeling where you think that, if someone gets an opportunity, that means that it's taking an opportunity for you. But she showed me that if that opportunity is for you, you're not taking it from someone else, because what's for you will always be for you. And she always welcomed me when I came in. She never made me feel like there was any jealousy or any animosity. She was always happy for me. So that taught me to carry that on for when Jay came in. And now we're all sharing this platform, and it's amazing, and it's special, and it's iconic, and it's representation, and it's just so cool, and it's so dope, and it's so important that we're able to go out there and represent and show exactly who we are and inspire generations now and generations to come in the future forever. It's very special.
One of the things that really inspired me and lit a fire under me to come get into wrestling was the way it was presented to me, is that they were looking for more minority women. Like specifically, WWE was wanting that. They were pushing for that. And that's how I got wind of it. And so me being me, I'm like, wait, what? They need representation? What y'all talking about? What's this wrestling thing about? And that's really what it drove me to be interested in and want to come and do it, because I didn't grow up as a wrestling fan. I didn't know much about wrestling. I knew the major stars, like we all knew Hulk Hogan, but other than that, like I didn't know anything about wrestling. So when I heard about, they're looking for more minorities, you need to come do this. Like, we think you'll be good at this. It sparked something in me. And then coming in and seeing Alicia Fox, who before me, it was just her for like 6 years. And just the relationship I had with her. And even the time I came in, being one of the original NXT girls on NXT season 3, which was a completely different thing from what you know NXT as, but just going through that journey, and Cameron and I coming in together, but just always feeling like, yeah, we here, but we ain't here, you know? And I found my purpose through this journey and this experience. I came into wrestling at 21 years old. I didn't know myself at that time, but being in WWE and this turning into my career and my life, and marrying a Samoan and being married into some wrestling dynasty that I didn't even know, like, it blew my mind, and getting married, like, so now I'm telling all my business, but now coming in at 21 and 36 now, this is my purpose.
Yeah. Right. And one thing I can say is, when I first signed here, the first person that reached out to me was Bianca, because people will try to pin you against one another. And we both sat there and we were just like, listen, we are both strong, dominant Black women. And what's for her is what's for her. And what's for me is what's for me. And we're not going to get in each other's way. We're going to go out there and dominate, and it is what it is. And we understood that. And we're all unique in our own way, but we're all similar in our own way as well. Like, we have fun, as you see. We're all collaborative. Like, we're all working together. We all have a goal of winning, like we did tonight, of course. But, I mean, what's going to stop us? Yeah. Like, it's great. Yeah.
It's about women. It's about representation.
Yes.
Okay? This is the norm. I'm ready. It's cool to be the first, but I'm ready to get away from that conversation to where it's the norm. And it's just women going out there, and we're just having great matches. Yes. And it's just, they had a great match. They're amazing. And that's just what it is, period.
That's it.
I am ready to die, but not today.
Destroy them all.
We will fight.
Rebel Moon Part 2, The Scargiver, rated PG-13, only on Netflix.
Naomi, Bianca, Jade, congratulations. Job well done on making some history tonight at WrestleMania 40.
Thank you.
Next match. Sami Zayn defeated Gunther for the WWE Intercontinental Championship, 15 minutes and 30 seconds. I wasn't expecting this at all.
No.
I really wasn't. As Zayn charged for the Helluva kick, Gunther countered into the sleeper hold submission. Zayn escaped the submission maneuver and attempted to beat Thunder Bomb, but Gunther countered again and applied the sleeper hold. Gunther performed a dropkick and powerbomb on Zayn for a near fall. Gunther would execute multiple powerbombs, but Zayn kicked out. Jeez Louise. Gunther started mocking Zayn's wife, who was seated at the front row, and performed multiple top rope splashes on Zayn. And this is how I realized that he was losing. He was looking out at the wife and saying, "This your man? This your husband? Look what I'm doing to him."
Mm-hmm.
And you see his wife, Zayn's wife, Gudaya, just start crying. I'm like, really? Are we doing this? Oh man, he's gonna get up from that. As Gunther climbed the top rope, Zayn performed a Helluva kick and brainbuster on Gunther, which we're gonna talk about in a few. Zayn then followed up with 2 consecutive Helluva kicks to win the title for the 4th time, ending Gunther's 666-day reign as champion. Over 30 chops between them, and they were mostly hit by Sami.
Yeah.
Gunther kept going for them, and Sami ducked most of them. So this is why I say over 30, because Gunther was trying to go and go and go. And the way Gunther was like throwing them, you could hear him. You could hear the air.
Yeah.
And Sami was like, nope.
And just Gunther, how cold it was too. Every time.
God,
either one of them got chopped.
They both got chopped, and it's cold, and then it's hot on their chest, but it's cold.
Yes.
Like, slap me, come on. Gunther became only the 2nd man to defend the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania twice in the same reign. Gunther made history with surpassed the Honky Tonk Man for the longest ever reign with the Intercontinental Championship. Along the way, he became the fifth man to achieve a year-plus reign with his particular title. The way the calendar fell, the Honky Tonk Man had not carried the title into two separate WrestleManias. Pedro Morales and Don Morocco had their marathon reigns before the first WrestleMania. Let's go back to the match itself. Sami Zayn flopping in the ring, in the middle of the ring. Which everybody just like, what is he doing?
Yeah. You're overselling it, okay?
He wasn't overselling. No, he wasn't overselling at all. The spirit of a generico, his old ROH Ring of Honor character came through, and that's what he used to do. He flopped in the ring. So to him going like all that stuff, and I'm thinking like, is he gonna do the RKO? But no, the spirit of El Generico came in and did the flopping and did all that. And I'm just like, oh shoot. So he gets on the top rope. He does the brainbuster on the turnbuckle. Who is it? Michael Cole and everybody else. Brainbuster.
Yes.
Everybody that reacted to that. Brainbuster. He did the brainbuster. That's not how you say it. When I first saw it, when I saw that happen, the way I said it is the way I remember it when they said it in his Ring of Honor days. And that was, and I'm going to put a little edit in here also. Okay. And that was Brainbuster!
Trying to go for a super play. Oh no! Brainbuster! 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 That shit was hot!
Okay. Well, when I saw him do that, I was like, oh my gosh, what happened? Because it just so quick, and I thought I was hoping it wasn't a botch.
No, see, that's what everybody was saw too. It was like Brainbuster on the top rope, turnbuckle, Brainbuster on the turnbuckle, and everybody's all like, "What happened?" It was like he doesn't do it anymore because of that moment, that right there. It's not safe. It's possibly dangerous for some that don't know how to take that move. So therefore, Gunther taking it, it's like, holy shit, he approved that. And I'm just like, and whenever he used to, like now, whenever he tried doing it, they would get out of it. Today, this day right here, I said it. It's like he finally did it. It's like finally realizing what Ric Flair does when he goes on top rope.
Oh, okay.
And, he gets thrown out. But no, I seen him do a cross handles? Or palm thing? Like a punch, like a chop. That's what he does. Like I seen him do it once and I'm just like, oh, okay. That's what he does. That's cool. Not really. What'd you think of this match though? Because I loved it.
I did too. And of course, we were both wrong on that one.
Oh, was I wrong?
Yeah.
I'm like, I landed at 666 days. You could have just waited till like Monday.
Yeah. 668
days. Like poor Gunther is all like he terrorized the entire fucking WWE with 666 day reign.
Yeah. But I was like, you know what? I was like, you know what? It was a good match. So it wasn't like Sammy won it, and it looked weird. They tore the house down with that. They did. They were both just, it was great. I was like, one thing I didn't like about it is because he's so big and lanky, Gunther needs to work on his off the top rope splash. Because it looks so stupid to me. But I'm like, either because it looks like the person, his opponent is too close.
Yeah.
So I'm like, he needs to put him more, like close to the center of the ring, because Gunther will make it, he'll make it to the center of the ring. But I'm like, I hate watching him do that splash off the top rope, because it looks terrible every time. Every time I've seen him do it.
It looks like Snoop Dogg doing the splash.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Oh, goodness gracious. All right. Dash, what could possibly follow that?
Oh, wait. Bloodline.
A 45-minute Bloodline fest.
Yes.
The Bloodline, The Rock and Roman Reigns defeated Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins. 44 minutes and 35 seconds. What the hell?
Yeah.
Let's see. While Rock and Rollins were fighting outside the ring, Rock warned referee Chad Patton that he would fire him if there was a countout. Basically, it's already a Bloodline rules on tonight.
Anything goes, no DQ.
So what? What was the point of all this? If we're going to do this, if you can defeat us at the Bloodline Rules match, we'll have another Bloodline Rules match the next day. Even if freaking Cody Rhodes would have to have won this match, the next match, The Rock would have just come out and said, like, no, I'll fire your ass. That's all I have to do.
Yeah.
Reigns tagged in Rock. Rock performed a low blow on Rollins. Patton apologized to Rhodes that there was nothing he could do about it. Rhodes was like, what are you doing, ref? Look, I can't. That guy, my hands are tied.
Yeah.
Rock applied the sharpshooter on Rollins. That gave me PTSD. Freaking what? Like, he's the board member. He's applying the sharpshooter. Vince McMahon's no longer around. And I'm like, this is not. Rock, just call for the bell. Just do it.
Yeah, exactly.
So him applying the sharpshooter, and then I'm just like, no, you can't do the sharpshooter. You don't know how to do the sharpshooter right. Go somewhere else. You and Sting, please stop doing the sharpshooter. Well, Sting has stopped wrestling altogether. Rock, stop doing the sharpshooter. It's not in your thing. Let Bret Hart do it. Rhodes broke it up by slapping Rock in the face. As Reigns' nose was bleeding, he went Super Saiyan. I see blood. God mode happened. He attempted a spear on Rhodes, who countered and performed the sunset flip for a near fall. Rhodes performed the Cody Cutter, and Rollins followed up with a frog splash on Reigns for a near fall. Rhodes performed a second stomp on Reigns, in which Rhodes followed up with a crossroads. Rhodes went for the near pinfall, but Rock pulled the referee out of the ring. Reigns recovered and hit Rhodes from behind with a low blow and spear. Rock rode the referee back inside the ring for a near fall. Lots of near falls. 45 minutes. Outside the ring, Rock grabbed the weight belt with Rhodes' blood on it and turned to Rhodes' mother, who was seated at ringside. She was like all into it. Like, nah, come on. Come at me, Rock.
Yep.
Back in the ring, Rock.
Her Latina showed up.
Oh, of course. I was like, the bell versus the chancla.
Yeah.
Rock attempted the people's elbow, but Rhodes countered with the Cody Cutter. Reigns attempted a spear on Rhodes, who was pushed out of the way by Rollins, causing Reigns to accidentally spear Rock. Oh. Remember how I said that Rock might turn? Like, that's how I saw it. Like, that was going to happen.
Right. Yeah.
Rhodes and Rollins both performed a pedigree on Rock and Reigns for a near fall. Outside the ring, didn't perform it right. Rhodes? Somebody didn't do it.
Yeah.
Somebody didn't lock the hands. Somebody didn't lock the hands.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
it was, yeah. Cody didn't do it right.
Outside the ring
was perfect.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, of course. Outside the ring, Rose performed a rock bottom on Rock to the broadcast table while Reigns speared Rollins through the barricade. Shit. Back in the ring, as Rose attempted a third consecutive Rose crossroads, Rock whipped Rose with the weight belt, causing Reigns to perform the spear on Rose. Reigns tagged in Rock who performed the People's Elbow on Rose to win the match, which upset me the whole most of the night. How are you gonna lose to an elbow drop? Making the undisputed WWE Universal Championship match on night 2 under Bloodline rules. This match was the second longest in WrestleMania history after Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 12 in March 6th. How are you gonna lose to the elbow drop? Seriously. He does the whole People's Elbow, slams him down, looks around, goes from, you have 10 seconds. Goes from one rope to the other rope, fakes a leg drop and does the elbow drop, and then pins them. And I'm like, this is bad as letting Hogan beat you with a leg drop.
Yeah.
I understand if Kairi Sane did the elbow drop on you, because that's a pointy ass elbow.
Yeah.
And
she makes a point to drive it in.
She's like, okay, yeah, she drives it in. She just in midair, she cocks it and yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
But it upsets me whenever somebody loses to the People's Elbow now. First John Cena, now this. What? You are allowed to kick out.
Yeah.
So that happened.
It's just that painful. Oh god.
So that happened. The match on the next night is Bloodline Rules. It's already Bloodline Rules here. Might as well have another match. Let's follow it up. 44 minutes and 35 seconds here. Let's follow it up. Let's see if we can do longer.
Chris Van Vliet with Insight. Congratulations on the victory tonight. Mr. Heyman, you talked before that it was the third inning for the Bloodline. What inning are we in now?
I'm sorry. Did you not hear the man say questions for Roman Reigns? I'm sorry, you're not going to answer my question now? So it's just a one-sided conversation?
I'm sorry, Mr. Heyman, yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
We'd like to ask Roman Reigns a question.
Roman Reigns.
My tribal chief.
Go ahead, shoot. Come on.
Roman, congratulations on the victory tonight. What can we expect from tomorrow's match?
Next question.
Very well. Next question. We're going to head towards the third row.
Could the stipulation be that this one is intelligent, please? Ooh,
okay,
nothing.
Not the third row.
No, don't go.
Let's change the plans.
I'll give you an ooh in case you didn't listen to last night.
This one right here. Her. Go ahead. No, not you. 2 over.
Hi, my tribal chief.
That's right.
I acknowledge you.
That's right. Everybody acknowledge me. Who did that? Leave. I'm serious. The lady with the glasses, get her out. Get her out or I'm leaving. Use your feet. Nope. You're wasting our time, lady.
To give Chris's analogy, this ain't baseball. There is no 3 strikes.
Y'all better get some good questions. I'm here for work. I'm here to retain the key to the kingdom. I got a big weekend here. I got a lot of work tomorrow night, so you should do your job now.
Roman, tonight you tied for most WrestleMania main events in history.
Oh, say
Tomorrow,
it again. Say it again.
Tonight,
for the most WrestleMania main events in history.
Tomorrow you will be breaking the record. Yes, and you will become the superstar with the most main events in history. Can you talk to us about that? How does that feel?
I'm already thinking about 10. Thinking about the next night. We're going to smash tomorrow night, and then we're going to move on. That's how it is. That's what greatness is. We don't sit in it. We're worried about the next goal. Write that down. You're going to put it on the internet and say, I said that. But you got it from your tribal chief. Next question.
That was a very good answer, my tribal chief.
It came from my mouth.
James Delo from Gorilla Position. Hi, Roman. Congratulations on tonight. Pat McAfee on commentary tonight said you are currently suffering with leukemia. And I was wondering if you could clarify that. I know your health issues in the past, but can you build on what he was referring to there?
Well, I'm still on oral chemotherapy. It's a medication that I'm going to have to remain on my entire life, most likely. So, yeah, that's just a part of my personal battle. It doesn't affect, thank God, I'm still able to perform. And I think anybody in my position would say health is wealth. And as long as I can continue to perform, then you already know that that's at bay. So we're good. We're still in remission. But it is something that is still a part of my life, yeah.
Next question. Hi. Roman, Chamath Karsandu for TNT Sports in the UK and Ireland. Exactly a year ago, I asked you how you felt about the result and the execution of the main event and what you have been doing for the past 3-4 years, and you were kind of almost begging for the industry to try and take the ball away from you. And I'm just wondering, now that you've put this match together with your cousin, The Rock, from a creative point of view and also a results and execution point of view, how do you feel about what you did tonight?
I feel what we did tonight, it started in 2020, August of 2020, in order to attract a global superstar like my cousin. You gotta have, you gotta be on the up and up. You have to have something special going on because he always has something special being offered. So this had to have been something even greater than even Hollywood could offer him. And he does all kinds of stuff now. He's that successful. So for him to pay attention to us and want to be involved with what we're doing, it just speaks on how special the bloodline is and how we primed this place and made this place a destination for everybody. There's no question now. This is the place to be. And it's because of us. Through the most turbulent times. This has been the COVID, no fans, everything that's gone on. Tribal chief and the wise man keep it steady around here.
Alistair McGeorge from Metro in the UK, just over here. I know you just alluded to it on a sort of more business level. Thinking personally, what did it feel like to share that moment with your family, with Dwayne, and finally be in the ring together like that?
This is what I've been dreaming my whole life. When I got in the business, I didn't even think it, it wasn't even a thought if it would be possible because either, he's moved on or it's going to be more of an appearance-based situation. But I've used the same mindset the whole time. On the high tide, I lift up everybody. And the first thing that I wanted to do was lift my family, the Usos, Solo. And Dwayne's no different. Like I said, we primed this thing perfectly. We set the launch pad, and then we placed the rocket, and now we took off. So if everything that we do doesn't happen, then we don't get to this point. And if I don't make the choice to, because I could have easily been like, man, wise man, we got it. We don't need anybody. But we chose to put the Usos, in a spotlight. We chose to put Solo in the spotlight. We chose to lift everybody up. And that's that's my MO, man. I'm not messing around with this bloodline thing. It's not this is for real to me. And I said it before too, and it was a long time ago, and it was almost like in the middle of a bad promo or something when I was younger. And I remember saying, man, this is real life to me. And I didn't have the substance or the direction back then, but I wasn't lying. This is real life to me. I grew up in this business. I couldn't even get away from it if I wanted to. This is everything to me. The livelihood that I've set for my family. It was a dream being out there with them. And it's been a dream to be out there with every single relative that I have.
Final question.
Hi, Roman. Cameron Hawkins from The Ringer. You marked 2020 as a changing point in how you were doing things. what creatively or mentally really was the attitude? Like, I understand adding family members, bringing them in, but from a creative standpoint, from a mental standpoint, what really changed for you with your approach going forward?
Well, we're in the middle of the pandemic. We're in the we hadn't even gone in the Thunderdome, and when I'm watching it, I'm watching these guys in an empty warehouse, and I'm like, they're wrestling the same. It's the same. They're trying to do the same thing. I had the advantage of being on the sideline for that time, but I knew exactly what I needed to do. It was time to change the game. It's time to use this silence and allow your voice to be boosted. Allow yourself to take it into different dialogue. You don't have to just be sitting in the middle of the ring shouting over a bunch of people chanting. Now we can tell stories. Now we can get into deeper dialogue, Game of Thrones style, where you better pay attention. You better listen up, because next week more info is coming. And we said it from the very beginning. We didn't stumble upon this. We knew exactly what we were doing. Pay attention, because layers are coming. Information is coming. New moments every single week. We've been, what? How long? Where we at now? 3.5? 4 years? Come on. Every other time, other than Cena, which that was just a marathon run, every other top guy's like run isn't longer than my title reign. In the modern era, all y'all geeks got these screens you're looking at 24/7. Your kids are doing the same thing. We still got them. GOAT, man.
Roman Reigns, thank you so much for your time. Paul Heyman as well, and the best of luck to you tomorrow night.
And that was night one for all of you. What did you think of night one?
It was great. You know, the only match that I wasn't really disappointed with was brother versus brother, but all the other ones, I was like, they were good matches.
I could have gone without that one. Like, I could have seen it on SmackDown. Or not SmackDown. Pre-show, yeah. Like, not SmackDown. Pre-show. It could have been good on a pre-show. Or it could have been like one of the first matches.
Yeah.
But, geez, Louise. I enjoyed it. Like, I enjoyed the show.
Yeah, like I said, it was great. I was like, everything just went real good. But I have a question for you. Speaking of so when you watched night one, did you watch it that night, like live?
Okay.
Or did you watch it kind of like a little bit later?
I was thinking it could have started at 7 Central, right?
Uh-huh.
No, it started at 6 Central.
Oh, no, you were an hour late. Okay.
So I was an hour late. I'm looking at the Twitter feed and everybody's saying, like, who, like the usual people talking, saying, like, who's with me here and who's going to hang out with me. Of course, I have my favorites on there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, hell yeah, let's do this. Obviously, Danny talked wrestling. She was going through the whole thing. Denise Salcedo, everybody. Everybody's watching it. It doesn't matter if you weren't a fan of wrestling, they were watching it. Shenrod was there, like, watching it, and he's all like you heard him on the podcast before. What's it called? The tape distribution era. We were talking about videotapes and all that stuff. But he was there. He was hanging out, like, talking about it. And then he's all like, yeah, that first match was insane. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. No. So when I watched it, I didn't watch it right at 4. So I came in about like hour and a half, but we rewound it to go to.
Yeah.
So when I watched it the first time, they had Pretty Deadly introduce the match. Like, talk about all of the, right? All of the tag teams. When my sister was watching it, and maybe she fast forwarded it, but I didn't see that. So I was like, Did they edit that out, or was I, am I crazy? What? So, do you remember seeing Pretty Deadly talk about all the tag teams?
I remember seeing Pretty Deadly, but I fast forwarded through that part, and I just went straight to the first match. That match, the whole DIY coming out, and I didn't really pay attention to them. I was like, I never do. Like, I don't even like these guys. Get out of here. They're funny, but I don't like them. It's fun. They're funny, but I don't like them.
I don't like them either. They're annoying to me.
Okay.
But anyway, okay.
So, yeah, that was the first night. Like, we still have a night 2 to go. We still have Monday after Wrestlemania to go. You want to take a break?
Sure.
Sure. All right. We'll be right back. So, Roman Reigns press conference. What did you think of it?
Oh my gosh.
Stop.
He was. But you know what? I was like, dang, he got that much pull? Okay.
He's like, all right, here I am. What do you have? What questions do you have for me this time?
Yeah.
Questions. Does anybody have questions for Roman Reigns? Here comes Chris Van Vliet. Is that who it was? Oh man, this poor guy. I thought I heard rest in peace, Chris Van Vliet.
Oh.
I can't even say his name right. Jeez, I thought I read something on Twitter about rest in peace, Chris.
Oh,
because and I thought I heard his voice because I've been hearing his podcast or watching his stuff on social media. So the first question he asked was, Paul Heyman. You talked about innings. Is this the 9th inning? And he's all like, "Did you not just hear Byron to ask Roman Reigns? Why are you asking me?"
Yeah, exactly.
And that's when everything with Roman started coming in. You fucking losers. You have no serious, real questions. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Go away. Like, who has a real question? Come on. You. And he freaking calls out Isla. What is her name? I always forget her name. What did I call her?
I don't know.
You know who she is. We all, like, if you're listening to this, you all know who she is. She's the biggest Roman Reigns fan. She's all about. She even called him my tribal chief.
I know, yeah. She's
I acknowledge my tribal chief. I acknowledge she's the Puerto Rican one, the one that.
Oh, okay. Well, is she the one that's like Insta Cultura?
See.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
she is.
Okay.
Probably is. Let me look for her.
Whoever. So if that's her, she got to ask a lot of questions.
She does. She's
which is awesome.
Man.
But she didn't get to ask him no question because that lady with the glasses.
Diva. Yeah, Diva incarnate. Lady with the glasses. She's on TikTok also. I follow her on because she's a big wrestling fan, and she's a big.
Is she the
New
one
York City
that...
demon? Isa.
Okay. No, it's not I was thinking of somebody else. There's this one lady that's a big wrestling fan, but she always she has glasses. Is posting from her bathtub.
Bathtubs.
No. Yeah, she'll talk about, she'll comment on people's, she'll reply to people's comments, and for some reason she's always in her bathtub. But I don't know.
No, I've never seen her do that. Probably somebody else. I've never seen her do that on.
Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, I don't remember. I can't remember her name, but I've
It's
seen
either
her.
Issa or it's either Alex Rivas.
No.
Like they have a lot of, but or Serena. Serena?
What does Serena look like? Is she white lady with glasses and okay? The one I'm thinking of is this white lady with dark brown hair, and she wears glasses, and sometimes she will like reply to comments, and she's in her bathtub.
Nice.
So I was like, okay, I don't know. I'll have to look her up on Facebook, not Facebook, but look on TikTok, try to find her.
She basically he basically went off on everybody. Somebody booed in the press conference. They kicked him out, everything. So there's a bunch of stuff there. Even The Rock did a whole thing. I'm like, why are you even here?
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, he won the match. Okay, then yeah, I guess it makes sense.
But I was so surprised that he was like, leave. Because I mean, people boo him all the time, but I guess in that instance, he was like, who did that? Leave. I mean,
they
he was
even
dead
asked on
serious too.
Twitter. Yeah, they even asked on Twitter. They asked Issa who was it that they kicked out. She didn't want to say. I don't think she even revealed who it was.
Yeah.
Because then it'd be like they just make fun of her because Twitter is fucking crazy like that.
Sure.
Y'all are insane. Like I wouldn't reveal it either. I'm like, hey, don't worry about it. Just let it go.
Yeah.
But the whole press conference, and then we hear from Triple H that night. Oh man, of course, talking about how this turned out. What'd you think of Seth Rollins' night one gear?
I was like, I knew it was going to be extra. I knew it was
extra. Yeah, it's always extra.
It didn't surprise me at all. I was like, yep, that seems about right. But I thought he would have saved that for night 2.
Right.
I figured night 2 you'd go all out, but I see why he did that night 1. Yeah.
Man went out 2 days. He's all like, here. This is going on too. I'm gonna was this put in the backstage area or did he pack this in with his wife's stuff also? Like, hey, can you put this in your luggage? Like it doesn't fit on mine.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I'm holding 4. They're holding 4 or 5 luggages. What? But now,
but I was like, you know what? I want to see the backstage, her reaction to both days.
Yeah, her backstage reaction to last year when we saw pictures of it. And that was pretty insane. Denise Salcedo is who I'm thinking of, not freaking Serena. I don't know where Serena came from. Denise Hollywood Salcedo, she's the other one. She's the other Latina. So it's Issa, Denise Salcedo, and Alex Raja. Yeah.
Okay.
Damn it, Alex. I don't know your last name. But I hung out with her during Backlash Perk when she was doing her Twitch. Alex Rojas? Yeah, Alex Rojas. There she is.
Okay.
Something, I don't know. Well, I'll have to double check who she was. Alex! Sorry, Alex. Alex Lajas, Queen of the Ring. If y'all know who she is, then 3 of the best wrestling personalities, wrestling journalists, media, whatever. Alex Lajas, Issa, and Denise Salcedo. My favorites. I always check on them. for wrestling stuff. All right. Sunday morning, the Slammy Awards were presented at WWE World and was hosted by Big E and Kathy Kelly, with R-Truth working the crowd as the musical guest and singing "What's Up," standing on a little small piece of red carpet of his own and holding up a cue card for Big E and Kathy Kelly. Even if he's the tag team champion, he still has to work. Like, no rest for him at all. He's all like, check this out. And then he introduces the show, welcome to the 800th annual Academy of Wrestling Awards, or something like that. I don't know. Maybe he said music. I don't know. But he said 800, 700, around there, and I'm just like, I can't with this man. There's a lot of awards awarded. So the big winners were Best Entrance of the Year goes to Cody Rhodes. Match of the Year goes to WrestleMania 39. Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley. Breakout Superstar of the Year, LA Knight.
Yeah.
NXT Superstar of the Year is Tiffy time, Tiffany Stratton. The Feud of the Year goes to Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. Fan Chant of the Year, guess who?
Yeah. No, Nicholas.
Yeah, it is.
I know.
Fan Chant of the Year goes to Mic Drop of the Year goes to Paul Heyman telling Cody Roman Reigns was a son Dusty Rhodes always wanted.
Yeah.
The Rizzy Award winner goes to Seth Rollins. Villain of the Year goes to Dominic. Trash Talker of the Year goes to The Rock. Stable of the Year goes to the Judgment Day.
Which
Social
I
Star.
don't understand why he got Trash Talker. He just came back.
Came in. Yeah, he just came back. So let's make an award just for him. Trash Talker of the Year. Who else is trash talking the entire year?
Well, the Judgment Day was trash talking. Paul Heyman's trash talking. Anybody else all last year. But I'm like,
what? Did you guys make this for The Rock only? Social Star of the Year. Chelsea Green thought she won and came out to accept the award, but it was awarded to Drew McIntyre, who during his speech, Chelsea was pacing back and forth behind Drew with her arms crossed, wanting to speak to a manager. This isn't fair. She's been doing this the entire year. She's been posting social media stuff and saying how she's going to be talking to the manager. Why does Drew McIntyre get this and not her? And then when Drew started to talk smack about CM Punk, she finally grabbed the Slammy and ran off. More on that later.
Yeah.
Female Superstar of the Year goes to Rhea Ripley. Male Superstar of the Year goes to Cody. Oh my God, Moment of the Year,
No.
CM Punk returns at Survivor Series. What? No, what?
I'm sorry.
What?
But, don't get me wrong. Cody is great. But I'm like, he won so many. Like, really? He won that one? He won this one? Like, really? Come on now.
He won.
But, so well.
He won the 2 Royal Rumbles.
Yeah.
And he's the Male Superstar of the Year. Like, what did he do? He did all this. OMG Moment of the Year, CM Punk returns to Survivor Series, which I agree because I was the one standing up. Everybody had a reaction. Return of the Year goes to CM Punk as well.
You know how I feel about this one.
Which return did you want?
You know what? I honestly, yes, it was a big return, but everybody knew he was coming. I knew he was going to come back because it was right when his,
Same.
from AEW was, his probationary period, I guess you could say, was up.
Yeah, the thing that happened last night.
And he kept saying, I'll see you in Chicago. Maybe I'll be there. Yeah, you knew you were coming back.
Yeah, we knew. We saw him. We've seen him around. Which one was your favorite return of the year?
I think Randy was.
Yeah. Oh, he did. Well, he did say that he overshadowed Randy's moment. So, like,
He did.
this award goes
So
to
I
Randy
think
as well.
because you know what, Randy's been gone. What he said, 18 months.
Yeah.
So to see Randy come back, looking great, better than when he left,
Dicker.
that would have been my vote.
Dick Randy.
That's I think who should have got it. But whatever. Anywho, next. No.
And that's it from WWE World. They also unveiled the Bray Wyatt statue, which was awesome. So, there was a lot of stuff going on until Monday at end. But that's about it for this moment right here. Night 2, Sunday night. I watched it on time. So there's no problem there. Country music duo The Warrens really performed America the Beautiful to open the show. Stephanie came out to welcome everyone to the show and ask everyone if they were ready, which made Triple H proud in the back. His reaction. First match of the night. Drew McIntyre defeated Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. 10 minutes and 30 seconds. Not bad. Drew McIntyre came out with Scottish Warriors holding their swords, and the bagpipe was awesome. Seth Rollins came out with the Mummers of Philadelphia. Oh boy. The Mummers Parade is held each New Year's Day in Philadelphia, started in 1901. It is the longest running continuous folk parade in the United States. So that's why they were there. Michael Cole and Corey Graves had some fun referencing the parallels between this progression and the Mummers Parade that takes place in Philadelphia for New Year each year. Graves suggested that the outlandish display reminded him of Gwar. Michael Cole responded, "It actually reminds me of the guy from NXT." And if you don't know which guy from NXT, it was a reference to Adam Rose, who was notorious for having a large and eccentric entourage accompany him to the ring as his Rosebud, often featuring other developmental talents and occasional better known stars in costume. Kind of like Alexa Bliss, Braun Strowman, the Vaudevillains. There are more of them. There are more people, I believe. CM Punk as a special guest commentator. Immediately at the beginning of the match, McIntyre performed the Claymore kick on Rollins for a near fall. Outside the ring, McIntyre grabbed the phone and took a selfie. He didn't take a selfie. What he did was grab his wife's phone and tweet out, "Bored at work, LOL."
Is that what he did?
And that's what he did. He tweeted out, "Bored at work, LOL." He fucking... Everybody was like, this guy is so unserious right now, like retweeting everything, and he's retweeting that tweet. So, keep in mind this tweet is happening. Following this, Rollins performed the pedigree to McIntyre. The latter beat the count, but as he went back into the ring, Rollins immediately performed a stop for a near fall. McIntyre turned his attention to Punk and mocked him by signaling for his finisher, the GTS, but Rollins countered it to an inside cradle for the fall. McIntyre then performed another Claymore kick on Rollins for a near fall. In the climax, Rollins kicked out another Claymore kick. McIntyre hit him with a maneuver again to finally win the title in front of a live crowd. After the match, McIntyre mocked Punk and gave him a crotch chop. Punk stood up and pulled McIntyre's leg out. Punk then removed the brace from his arm and hit McIntyre with it. 2023 Men's Money in the Bank winner Damian Priest ran out to the ring with his briefcase and cashed in the contract. Priest immediately performed the South of Heaven on McIntyre to win the title. This made him the first world champion of Puerto Rican descent in over 50 years, and only the second world champion of Puerto Rican descent after Pedro Morales. This also made him the second person to cash in the briefcase at WrestleMania after Rollins at WrestleMania 31. Also noted that Damian Priest tied a record with Crash Holly by being a part of multiple title changes at WrestleMania. He lost a SmackDown and Raw Tag Team titles the night before, but he gained the WWE World Heavyweight Championship the next day. And of course, we have audio of Damian celebrating his win at the press conference. Immediately after this, though,
Adrian Hernandez with Odyssey Sports. Damian, congratulations. You become the first WWE World Champion of Puerto Rican descent in 50 years since Pedro Morales. Incredible. As a Puerto Riqueño, congratulations. And speaking of that, if you have a message to the island and all the Puerto Riqueños across the world, what's the message?
Esto fue para nosotros. I think everybody by now knows how proud I am and how adamant I am about cultural representation. I didn't do this alone. I think I had not just an island behind me, I had a whole culture. And it's one of the most proud things that I've accomplished is just being able to represent and getting people to represent their cultures no matter where they're from. So being now a representative of the WWE with this championship, I couldn't be prouder for my people. Gracias.
Third row.
Gray Matthews with Bleach Report. Damien, congrats on the victory and becoming the new World Heavyweight Champion. Obviously, we just saw Cody Rhodes also become the new undisputed WWE Universal Champion. Talk about opening the show, winning the World Championship, setting the tone for the rest of the night, and where you fit into this new era of WWE going forward. With all the eyes kind of being on Cody coming out of the show, how do you kind of remind people where your place in WWE is?
Where we're going, where we're headed, I have no idea. This new era in the company, I mean, everybody can feel it. Everybody can sense it. We're on a roller coaster, man. We don't know where we're headed. But this ride, it's going to take a minute. Like, we're cooking right now. Obviously, all our sellouts, the business that we're doing, the amount of eyeballs that are in the company. I mean, this is the hottest the business has ever been. Everybody obviously likes to compare us to the Attitude Era. Man, we're doing some things the Attitude Era would have dreamed of. And I'm proud to be one of the figureheads right now. With this, I solidify myself as one of the people that we're going to be looking at as to lead. And that's something that I'm humbled and proud of. So how do I keep myself here? The same thing I've been doing, just be better tomorrow than I was yesterday.
Front row.
Isa with Lucha Libre Online. Felicidades, campeón.
Gracias.
I just wanted to know if you can give us your thoughts on the last year of your career from starting Judgment Day, last year at Wrestlemania. You went to Puerto Rico, had that banger with Bad Bunny, winning Tag Team Gold, winning Money in the Bank, and now this.
It's one of those things that's really hard to put into words. It's like, what's happening? Starting from, 2 years ago when we formed the Judgment Day, there was kind of an idea of using talent that can possibly be main eventers or have been main eventers, but they're just floating. And then it took off to a different direction, and I'll be honest, there was a moment that I wasn't sure if it was going to work, and I thought I was done. I wasn't even sure if I was going to still be here with the company, to be honest. And I don't know, it was just the addition, obviously, with Finn Balor and Rhea and then Dom and now JD. I feel like all of our differences made something special, and all of us bringing out the best out of each other. And then flowing into Puerto Rico and that event, which I still to this day, to me, it was one of the most important matches of my career because the win or loss was inconsequential. It was about representation and what we can do to show off the company in another country or in another, atmosphere, and it could be successful. And now you see the business that we're doing in all these other countries. I mean, Australia was incredible. And then we flow into Money in the Bank, which was in London, and that was cool. But even still, you never know what's going to happen. And obviously, it took me a minute to cash in. But talk about one of the greatest, if not the greatest WrestleMania of all time, in a city where it was 20 minutes away from where I started my career. I did it in front of my father, my brothers, friends. One of the coolest moments of my life, and shout out to the Philadelphia crowd because they made that really special.
Damian Raj Prashad from Uprock Sports.
Seth Rollins over the last few months has really talked about this being the workhorse championship. How do you continue to live up to the expectations that come with what Seth Rollins has kind of developed for that championship?
Last year, I believe I was number 3 in most overall matches. If I'm not mistaken, I was number 1 on TV matches. I want to double. I'll double the amount of matches if I could. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't. The idea of this being the workhorse championship, bring it. That's what I want to do. I want it all. You know, obviously we know our champions' schedules change. You know, when you're the guy, or one of the guys, or one of the girls, like a lot is asked of you. Give me the questions. I would love to give the answers. So Seth set a precedent with this title, and it'd be disrespectful not to honor what he's done. And I'm one of the first guys to say thank you to what he did, you know, when he brought another championship to a level that was important to the entire roster. And I plan to do it justice.
One last question for Damian Priest.
Joel Torres from Contralona. Felicidades, Boricua.
Gracias.
Nuevo campeón, new champ. In the past, we have talked, and you told me once that once you wanted to quit pro wrestling, you didn't want to, because stuff that you left. Now you're the world champion. What's that advice that you give to the newcomers that they can do the same thing that you've done?
About 10 years ago, I was homeless. Sitting in front of you as the world heavyweight champion in the WWE. Nobody thought I would be on this stage. And I even doubted myself. Then I decided one day to the next, just what am I doing with my life? If this is my dream, you should be the hardest worker for your own dream, because it's yours, not nobody else's. I'm the example for people who don't know or they're not sure if they can achieve something. If I did it, literally anybody could achieve their stuff, because, like I said, there was points that I had no business being here. But you bust your ass and you do everything in a positive way. I truly, truly believe that there's nothing you can't achieve. So for anybody out there that's not sure of something, look at what I just did at Wrestlemania. Proud.
Damian, thank you so much, and congratulations on a life-changing achievement as the new World Heavyweight Champion.
After Drew McIntyre had won, you see Seth Rollins walking out, getting out of the ring and everything, looking over at Drew and saying, "You deserve it." And he starts crying, and then they have like this whole mutual respect thing going on. It's like, okay, you know, we're going to see Drew McIntyre as a face again. And then the whole title change happens. Everybody on Twitter retweet his tweet again. With a picture of CM Punk doing the whole arrow thing. The whole arrow and flash meme again. The same one with the grave, the cemetery that Drew was making fun of CM Punk with, and then saying, like, oh, we dreamed of this. So later on that day, he retweets himself saying, "Fuck."
Yeah.
So he just, it was like, knowing that all this was going to happen, like, it was the funniest setup to let me tweet this out. Bored at work, LOL. Karma happens. He loses. Everyone retweets him with pictures of CM Punk blowing him a kiss and everything. And then he later on retweets again saying like this shit sucks. So
It did.
It did.
I hated it.
It only took 9 seconds for that. According to McIntyre, it was 10 minutes of him holding the belt, 16 minutes around there.
He had it for 5 minutes and 42 seconds.
There you go.
You know what? And I mean, I knew that Damian would cash in because and I knew it would be at the end of the match. So it wasn't a Seth Rollins cashing in on Roman way back when. I knew Damian was going to wait till the end of the match when both of them would be, when whoever the champ was would be not at 100%. Which I knew that was going to happen. I did not expect CM Punk to take off his brace and use it. And then also use that arm later. I'm like, he's faking. And if he's not faking, he's just shoving his chances down the toilet by using that arm and taking that brace off if he's not 100%. Because as much as he's like, oh, I want to be back. I want to be back. Well, you're supposed to keep that brace on.
Yeah.
And not take it off. And definitely not use it.
Definitely.
Like, ugh. I don't like him.
Oh, I don't think anybody does right now.
Huh?
I don't think anybody does at the moment right now.
Oh no, you hear everybody, CM Punk. I'm like, no.
Next match?
Next. Yes.
Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits, Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford with B-Fab defeated the Final Testament, Karrion Kross, Akeem, and Rezar, with Scarlett and Paul Ellering by pinfall in the Philadelphia Street Fight with special guest ref Bully Ray. I actually thought this match was going to suck. Oh shit, it's going to be a Philadelphia Street Fight. Nobody cares. Bully Ray comes out. Bubba Ray Dudley. Bully Ray comes out. I'm calling him Bully Ray. He comes out and referee gear and everything. I was like, oh shit, okay, I'm interested. Lasted 8 minutes, 35 seconds. The Pride, WWE Hall of Famer and rapper Snoop Dogg was a special guest commentator for the match. And he was just going up on this match.
Because they sponsored his drink sponsored this match.
Gin and Juice sponsoring the prize match. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I have some words about this.
Oh, hold on. In the end, Kross bickered with Bubba and shoved him. Bubba then pulled out his Hanson Brothers glasses and put them on. Can you repeat that, sir? I need you to tell me this again. Because, he needs to see better in order to, not hear better, but he needs to see better.
Yeah.
Bubba then, pushed him and everybody was beating up. Kross, Bubba then signaled to get the tables call. He directed traffic. He told Montez, grab that leg. He told
Bobby, grab that leg.
Grab that leg. Dawkins, go up the top rope. Like, yes. What's up?
Yeah, exactly.
And headbutt onto him. And then they all did the whole Devon Cross thing. And then 1, 2, 3, get the tables. Of course. Ford and Dawkins grabbed the table and set it up inside the ring. But they fucked up.
Exactly.
They didn't put the thing right. They didn't put the table right. That's what I'm saying. They didn't set up this table.
Yeah, they didn't lock it in.
They didn't lock it in. Because we know tables don't break by themselves just like that, right?
Nope.
Then the next one, they actually worked. Ford then performed a frog splash on Kross through the table. Lashley then pinned Kross to win the match. After the match, Snoop joined the Pride and Bubba's inside the ring and celebrated with them. Fucking gin and juice. Go for it. Let it out. Go for it.
It was racist to me. Okay.
Yes, it was. And like everything that was
all
being
the
sponsored at
sponsors
the moment,
just
like,
happen to correlate with people's races. So, Agua Frescas sponsored the Legado de Fantasma match and the LWO match, right?
it's like that's not gonna make me drink agua fresca. Like, what?
And then when it was Bianca, Jade, and Naomi versus Damage Control, Wingstop, really?
Wingstop, the worst one ever. I'm like, why would no
Dude
way?
vibes for the guys because they both stink. And then this
What?
one, gin and juice.
Gin and juice. I'm just like, cause Snoop is there?
Yeah.
No.
No, because they're
Had he,
black. No.
had he like done another match, then yeah.
But I will say those ladies were not ready. I'm like, freaking Scarlett probably has a concussion.
Oh God, B-Fab and Scarlett.
Yes.
Freaking. That was chaotic. That was
It
a
was.
horrible.
And I'm like,
bad.
neither one of them moved after that.
I didn't pay attention to them at all. I just saw the hit. I was like, oh God,
Yeah.
it's
No,
horrible.
neither one of them moved until the bell rang. B-Fab got, up onto the, ring and got into the ring. Karrion Kross had to pick up Scarlett and fireman carry her over his shoulder.
She's so weak. Like I see this way. I was like, this match gonna suck. Bully Ray just brought it in. Like, okay.
Yeah.
And B-Fab and Scarlett. Like, oh my God. It is just like entertaining at least for a little bit, and it's like, all right, it's
It
only
was.
8 minutes of it. It's like fine, it's only 8 minutes of it. LA Knight defeated AJ Styles 12:25. So I was gonna skip the Philly Street fight, but I didn't, because I was gonna make myself a sandwich, make myself something to eat. I ended up
You
ordering
can always
pizza.
pause it, right?
What's that?
You can always pause it.
I didn't want to. I wanted to go live. No, I ordered pizza on Saturday. The Sunday was chicken.
Okay.
So like me making myself a plate of chicken while the LA Knight AJ Styles match was happening. I was just like, all right, it'll be right. Like, I'll be right here. Like 6 minutes. Just give me 6 minutes. I'll watch the rest of the match and it'll be great. It's like the only match I wasn't interested in. All week long, these two have been fighting each other backstage in the parking lot at the autograph signing at WWE World. Like, everyone has video footage.
Yeah.
And it's probably on all the socials now.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that. I was just like, are you serious? I don't know who went up to. I think it was AJ who went up to LA while he was taking pictures with fans and just like knocked him and started making LA Knight bleed. And I'm like, is that for? Oh, that's no. It's like, okay, so we're still doing this, and we're doing it at World and in front of people. Okay, well, maybe after that whole segment was over with, people took more pictures with LA Knight while he was bleeding. So before this match began, Knight and Styles ensued in a brawl. See, is this gonna be another match anyway? Because I don't think this is over with. They're going like no holds barred and everything. As Knight went for a superplex, Styles slipped under him and tripped him, causing Knight's head to hit the top turnbuckle pad. Styles attempted a phenomenal forearm on Knight, who countered and performed a blood force trauma on Styles to win a WrestleMania debut. What'd you think of it though? Like, I wasn't interested in it. Like, I've seen so much of this stuff that I'm just like, all right, you know what? This is not going to be a regular match. You might as well give him a no hold barred or like.
I think they do. Cute. They need a. Because you know what? I mean, actually, I wouldn't even say a no holds bar.
No DQ.
The match to me, the match is good. I mean, they did their thing. It's not over because AJ's not going to take that loss.
Yeah.
You know,
No.
so either
Especially
it's
another
going to
loss at a
continue on SmackDown, or they may do a final match at Backlash. But I thought, I was like, well, it didn't disappoint me. I thought it was a really good match. So.
And like another match AJ lost at a WrestleMania.
Yeah, but I really think they're pushing LA Knight. I don't know why. I shouldn't say that. He's a good wrestler, but I don't think he should have gotten, the chance to fight Roman. He should have worked his way up, I guess.
Next match, probably your favorite. Logan Paul defeated Kevin Owens and Randy Orton in a triple threat match for the WWE
really my
Championship.
favorite.
17 minutes and 40 seconds. Logan Paul came out with the sponsor, with the Prime bottle, with the blue Prime bottle, the blue raspberry bottle. Yay, sweet bottle. It was sweet. Ends up being I Show Speed, of course. Logan Paul wore the colors of the show. The Maverick walked into the show as United States champion in his attire bore the stars and stripes of the flag of the United States of America. Kevin Owens once again wore a shirt base that referred to how many WrestleMania he's competed at, which declared that the show was KO Mania 8. Given that the show was in Philadelphia, it was fitting that Owens wore ECW themed trunks for the match. His intro and his logo on the Titantron was all ECW inspired, but it was KO Mania. So the red and black. So it was fun for him. Throughout the match, Orton and Owens would double team Paul as Orton and Owens attempted to pin Paul. Both men traded punches with each other, giving Paul the opportunity to roll outside. Owens attempted the stunner on Orton, only for the latter to counter into the RKO for a near fall. Paul would then hit Orton with a brass knuckles for a near fall. Orton set up for the punt kick, but the mascot pulled Paul outside the ring and repeated himself as I Show Speed, the newest member of Team Prime, as well as KSI. Apparently, we're going to see more of I Show Speed in the coming week as well. Orton embarked and performed the RKO on Speed through the announce table. Biggest pop ever. Back in the ring, Orton countered Owens' pop-up powerbomb attempt into the RKO. Paul then threw Orton out of the ring and performed a frog splash on Owens to retain the title. Your thoughts?
It was lame, okay? The whole, he can't win.
Oh, yeah. He can't.
He is not at the caliber where he can win any match on his own without cheating.
Sure.
If he really wants to show that he's talented and he's talented enough to win, then he needs to be in a match where he does not get to have anybody come with him and nobody can get in, so he needs to be in a cage.
Cage or War Games.
You know what I mean?
I
and
think
bar
Logan Paul
anybody
is still-
from
Yeah,
coming with him.
there you go. Logan Paul is building his own team for War Games.
Yeah, and he gonna lose.
KSI,
There you go.
I Show Speed, and his brother are coming with him.
Yeah. If his brother
video-
could make it, because he's probably still going to be out from Mike Tyson kicking his butt. But anyway,
Oh my God.
That's
can't
for
believe
another
we're talking
time.
we can't believe we're talking about Logan Paul on this show. Even though we already said that we drank his drink, I guess. The whole Prime team Logan Paul had to cover KSI's eyes. In Logan Paul's video, he had to cover KSI's eyes and show him who the new team member is. When he was revealed at Actual Speed, KSI was like, "Why would you do this? This guy is crazy." And Actual Speed started barking and doing all that stuff and saying, "Ah, rah, rah," and pushing KSI around. KSI is just like crazy. And then Actual Speed told
He got
Logan
that crazy Mania and look what it got him.
And then Actual Speed told Logan Paul, "Good luck in your fight against Mike Tyson."
He's stupid. Oh my God. Why would you want him on Showtime?
And that's when Logan Paul realized like he made a mistake.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, that match happened. Next match, penultimate, my main event, whatever. Bayley defeated Io Sky for the WWE Women's Championship. 14 minutes and 20 seconds. Bayley came out in an Egyptian-themed attire and entrance as Corey Graves displayed on commentary. Rosicrucian Park and Bayley's native San Jose host an Egyptian museum. And we all thought Paramore was gonna perform her song, introduce her to the ring, but no, that didn't happen. Fortunately. During the match, Sky performed 2 consecutive bridge suplexes on Bayley for a near fall. Sky applied the SDF and transitioned into a crossface in which Bayley escaped and performed the Bayley's belly on Sky for a near fall. Sky performed an over the moonsault, but Bayley kicked out. After hitting Sky with an elbow drop, Bayley performed the roast plant to win the title. Bayley is now your WWE Women's Championship, and she gets a press conference.
Denise Salcedo, Instinct Culture. Bayley, congratulations. Right over here.
There you go.
Congratulations. I want to start off by asking you about the entire moment from making your entrance to going in, having the match, hearing the crowd be so behind you, and then winning and having this moment.
Wow, that's a lot. I didn't know what it was going to be like, the crowd, for one. I am newly friends with the crowd again, so I was concerned that, some of them didn't forgive me for calling them idiots for so many years. Sometimes you guys were. I'm an idiot, too. It's fine. It happens. I wasn't sure how it was going to be because Io is so incredibly talented, and it's hard to not cheer for her. She's so amazing, but she's a really bad friend. So I was very excited to hear that everyone still had my back after all these years. I truly think that my journey through the WWE these past 11 years we have cemented such a connection, myself and the fans and all of you guys. So coming out, I felt like, finally. I think I did my job these last few years to show how much I care about this and how much I care that you guys care about this, So I felt very, very grateful. And right now I feel crazy. It feels like the weirdest dream. I feel like I just fantasy booked my whole life. Doing this, then watching The Rock and The Undertaker and John Cena, I was like, fantasy booked this whole thing.
Hi, Kristen Clark with AgeOfTheNerd.com. How are you?
I'm great.
Congratulations on your win.
Thank you.
I was just curious, for this win, not only for you, but, how does it feel that this is a win for the fans as well? And especially, fans that are super happy, too, to see women, coming to the forefront in the WWE as well.
It really does feel like that. I feel that they have come along this new era with us. Like they wanted the change so much. I felt the change as soon as I came back from my injury. The first time at SummerSlam in that locker room, I felt that it was different. And that was just being in Hunter's presence. I felt everybody was excited for the future and had hope. And I think the fans have been feeling that too. And it's almost as if you guys are you're doing this with us, coming along this ride. And even though there are disappointments and bumps, like not everything can be perfect, but that's part of the journey and part of the story. And I think you talk about like women's wrestling and everything. This girl right here, Jada Sparks, she's probably going to freak out that I'm wearing this right now. This girl used to wait by where we park the cars and wait for everybody to pull out. And she would have Boss and Hug custom shoes drawn
And when we were like tag team champions, and she would wait out every single time, whatever city that was. And now she's like wrestling on the indies, and she's making a name for herself. One time I saw her as an extra. I'm like, this is nuts, but that used to be me. So it's just so real. Surreal and so real.
Hi, Bailey. Rick Ucchino, CageSideSeats.com. First off, congratulations. Last night, hearing Rhea Ripley talk after she defeated Becky Lynch, there was a lot of passing of the torch talk, so to speak, with Rhea and Bianca, and especially with Rhea's wins over Charlotte last year as well. Kind of like the four horsewomen needing to maybe step aside with all this talent that's here. Was tonight kind of a message like, nah, we ain't going nowhere?
I guess, I think Rhea she is once in a lifetime. I get so jealous of her. First, I have so much respect for her because she works her butt off. She does everything. I mean, you guys see Judgment Day on every single show like 10 times throughout the night, and that is not easy and sometimes not always fun. It's very hard. So I have all the respect for the work she does. Plus, she puts on incredible matches. She'll be like, she's so young, so athletic. She does one drop kick. I can't do a drop kick to someone's knees. It's like everything she does makes me mad. But I feel if as the time comes for the four horsewomen to lift the division up and get better and better as we wanted to do from the beginning, I'm glad that it's going to someone like Rhea Ripley, and it's going to somebody like Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan. There's so many. You got Zoe Starks. There's so many women that are itching to get out there. Candice LeRae is like finally showing her face out there. You got all the girls in NXT, Roxanne Perez, Lyra. This is exactly what we wanted. So if she's ready to take it on, I am very proud and I'm very glad to watch it happen. But let me have my damn moment, Rhea.
Third row. Hi, Billy. Congratulations. Joe Beaumont here from Sport in the UK. Last year, Damage Control coming out of WrestleMania didn't feel like there was too much momentum with the group after the loss to Lita, Trish and Becky. But then over the last 12 months, that seemed to completely change with this storyline as well, with you splitting from the group and then becoming such a prominent part of this year's event. What would you say was the turning point in the last year for you all?
Personally, I think we just had a weird. It was that whole experience was very humbling to me. I imagined creating a group. It was going to be so different, and the fans were going to love it, and it was just we were going to be dominating everything. But there was so much more that goes into it behind the scenes, and we had to work on our chemistry, like real life chemistry as friends, and share our goals with each other, like what we want out of this, so that we can help each other get there. And I think once we started ironing those things out and getting confident in ourselves and trusting each other, we started to feel better. Everybody started being themselves. We weren't trying to be professional. We were like, be able to hang out with your friends and put on the best work we can. Then Io won the title, and I think that was just like, we're on top of the world, There was a second part I was going to say, and I don't remember. But I think Io winning the title was definitely a shift change. Just hearing the reaction when like Dakota came in the ring there, I said, they do care about us. They do remember our moments. It's a long journey. I didn't think we would be here right now. I know what I was going to say. I talk a lot sometimes. I think I got time. To me, although Damage Control still took a loss last night, them coming out and getting an entrance, they had a little bit to their entrance. Dakota was on last year's, got hurt, still made it to this one. And then they came out tonight. So to me, Damage Control was on 2 nights of WrestleMania, and that's a win to me, although they both lost.
One final question.
Congratulations. Emily May with Sportskeeda Wrestling.
Hello.
You mentioned, and throughout this whole week, there has been a mention of a new era, a Paul Levesque era. And we saw some returns tonight. We saw Brandy and we saw Stephanie McMahon. If you can speak to this new era as WWE Women's Champion and how these returns might affect that?
Well, I saw Stephanie in the back, and I thought that when I saw her at Hall of Fame, I didn't even get a chance to see her, but I was super excited to see her there. She's just such an awesome person to have around. She's so genuine and real. She takes care of you. She looks at you in your eyes when you're talking to her like she cares, you know? One time I saw the makeup people spill bobby pins on accident. She got on the floor and picked them all up. I was like, wow, she's incredible. But seeing her go out there and say the welcome to WrestleMania, to me, that was huge. That was like women could be in this position right now and can welcome the world to the biggest show in the world at the biggest WrestleMania ever. I feel insane that I'm a part of this at this time, at the hottest it's ever been. I do not take it for granted. I do not take it lightly. And I've known Stephanie for a long time. Seeing Brandy back there was really cool. I was sitting next to her as she's watching the main event. She's just like tapping her leg and like doing stuff. I had to rub her back. I was like, you got this. It's going to be okay. You're going to be okay. It's a very comforting feeling in the back, and that makes this so much better.
Bayley, thank you so much for your time. Congratulations. Enjoy your championship celebration tonight.
Hell yeah.
I love this match. It was short, but I loved it. It was like, I'm glad she got her win, her WrestleMania moment. Her and Michael Cole are on good terms at the moment, so let that
Yeah. Yeah, he even said, her and I have had our problems in the past, but, she deserves this.
She deserves this, and she did.
Yeah.
Before the match even happened, you have the entire crowd chanting for Bayley, of course. Hey, Bayley! I want to know. Which gave her an immediate smile, and I was like, oh, shit. And even though she was getting her ass kicked most of the night, most of the time, I believe she put in, what was it, 60-40, or was it 80-40? 80-20. 80% was Io and 20% was Bayley, or was it 60-40?
No, I think it was like 60-40.
It was 60-40. She did put in and even though she was getting her ass kicked, the crowd was still chanting. The crowd was still doing that song, but at the end of the night, she'd get it, the 40% of it. Yeah, I loved it. Finally, the main event. 33 minutes and 25 seconds. Jeez Louise. So 33 minutes, 45 seconds, 33 and 40. This match lasted these two fought for over an hour, around an hour and a half mark between two nights. Come on. This isn't a feud of the year, match of the year next year. It's something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
One of those matches has to be Cody Rhodes defeated Roman Reigns for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Cody Rhodes' entrance came out with his wife, Brandy. Felt like an homage to Triple H with the mask on and giving it to Brandy. Roman Reigns' entrance had help from the School City of Philadelphia All-City Orchestra. Eva Anderson from CBS News posted a story on Monday night. Philadelphia School District officials were notified about the opportunity to help with an iconic entrance just over a week before Sunday's WrestleMania event. Initially, WWE reached out to Philadelphia Orchestra to provide musicians for the entrance of Mr. Reigns. The orchestra then worked with their partners at Philadelphia Public Schools to create an opportunity of a lifetime for 90 instrumentalists, 10 vocalists, and a conductor.
Mm-hmm.
A call came in and said, we would like to add a live orchestra to one of the superstars, said Frank Macho, executive director of Philadelphia School Office of the Arts and Creative Learning. Machos ended up conducting a group of musicians, which was a childhood dream come true. He said, I'm going to WrestleMania. Dream come true.
Yeah.
As a child, Saturday morning was Hulk Hogan cartoon, and I had the Big Boss Man Buddy pillow. I just loved it. great, real childhood come true. According to Philadelphia public school officials, WWE plans to make a donation to support the All City Music program as an expression of appreciation. An about end date for the donation has not yet been determined. Also, the kids that were interviewed for this, and they were also performing, were around 14 to 17, 18 years old. So some of them were like, oh my God, I'm going to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And I'm going to help usher out Roman Reigns. So it was like, not only was there a childhood dream for the teacher, like the kids were like, yes, I'm in it. I'm for it.
If I ever, because I was in band.
Oh, God, yeah.
So that was my dream. That would have been my dream come true.
Right.
To be able to be at WrestleMania and get to perform Roman Reigns' song.
Oh,
like,
they're
you know
living
what?
our
My life
dream.
is complete.
They're living our dream.
Oh my gosh, yes.
During the match, Reigns and Rhodes fought into the crowd where Rhodes suplexed Reigns on a table. Back in the ring, Reigns performed a back suplex and the fisherman suplex on Rhodes for near falls. Outside the ring, Reigns performed a low blow on Rhodes before powerbombing him through an announce table. The two continued to fight back in the ring where Rhodes performed a crossroads on Reigns as he attempted a second. Jimmy Uso attacked Rhodes. Where was Jimmy Uso coming from? From Under the Apron. Did I announce this show as From Under the Apron? No, I didn't. But here's your From Under the Apron announcement. Jimmy Uso attacked Rhodes. He came from Under the Apron. However, Jey Uso ran in and speared Jimmy off the entrance ramp through the table.
Oh my God.
So here's your super kicks and here's your spear. Reigns applied the guillotine choke, but Rhodes forced himself and Reigns out of the ring, where Rhodes speared Reigns through the barricade. Much like the previous year's WrestleMania, Rhodes performed the crossroads on Reigns twice, only for Sikoa to appear from
Under the Apron.
Under the Apron, and perform a Samoan Spike on Rhodes during the third attempt. However, even after Samoan Spike spear combination by Sikoa and Reigns, Rhodes kicked out. Here we go. John Cena, who had his own issues with the bloodline, then ran down to take out Sikoa and Reigns. I wasn't expecting John Cena at all.
I wasn't either.
I was like, oh shit. The Rock appeared, and after a stare down with his rival, performed the rock bottom on Cena. No, hold on. Go back. John Cena did the whole FT... What was it?
The attitude adjustment?
Attitude adjustment. I was calling it the old name. I was trying to call it the old name. On the table, knocks him out. The Rock's music hits. You see John Cena turn around. It's like, oh shit, I have set the final boss. Like, oh, here we go. And I'm just like, oh shit, what? Once in a lifetime, part 3? What's going on? The Rock appeared, and after a stare down, went over from the rock bottom on Cena. And then he told him, "This doesn't concern you. Get the fuck out of here. Like, don't get involved in fucking bloodline business. Get the fuck out of here." The Shield's music then hit. Who'd you think it was? Where did you?
I thought Dean Ambrose was coming back.
I thought so too. We all like looked around. Everybody looked around like, what? No. And I'm sitting there with my mouth open. No way. Seth Rollins comes out wearing the stable's old gear, arrived with a chair, but before he can hit Reigns with it, he was taken up with a Superman punch. Oh, man. Rock began to attack Rhodes with a belt, but then the lights go out.
Dum.
The Undertaker then appeared and took out Rock with a choke slam. The lights come back on. Right, the lights go back out. The lights come back on, and they're both gone. I don't see the Rock anymore. Undertaker's gone. Where did the Undertaker come from? From under the apron. Where did they go? Under the apron again. with chaos unfolding around the ring, Reigns had the opportunity to take out Rhodes with a chair. And then he looked at Seth with the Shield gear. And he had that fucking flashback.
Yep.
He said, it ain't gonna happen again. Because he got hit with a chair last year. He had that flashback again when Sami Zayn did it. Fucking cinematic! Cinematic! Oh my god! Like, he had that flashback last year when Sami hit him with the chair. And then he looks at Seth, has that flashback again. It's like, no. Like, would you take out your person as revenge, or would you take out the guy that you're defending the belt against?
You know, I think I would have been torn. You know what? I probably would have did the same thing Roman did and hit Seth with it. Just as a payback. Here's your receipt, you know.
It's freaking, what, 10-year receipt?
Yep.
Oh my god.
Because I was like, oh, I always remember seeing, you know, because they've showed it every time that Roman has been, you know, backstabbed.
Yes.
And I was like, what, you know, when was that? And I looked it up. It was, you know, 2014. So I was like, oh man, 10 years, almost 10 years he's been holding that, you know, because that was in June. So he's like 2 months shy of, you know, 10 years. But I'm like, dang. But I mean, it came, you know, full circle.
It did. Reigns attempted to spear Rhodes, but Rhodes countered the move and hit 3 consecutive successful crossroads before pinning Reigns to end with 1,316-day reign as Universal Champion, the 4th longest World Championship reign in WWE history. He's number 4. I'm good with that. He's number 3. Bruno Sammartino was there twice.
Well, they put his together.
Yeah.
But Roman did beat Bruno Sammartino's, I think it was his Martino's, I'm sorry. I think it was his second reign. Was the shorter one. So Roman beat that one. But Hulk Hogan is number 3. Yeah. Because he was at 1,400 something days.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Rhodes, after the match, here we go. Here comes the tears. Here comes the tears. Rhodes celebrated with many main roster stars and WWE legends as well as his family. Like everybody that had a freaking problem with Roman, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Jey Uso, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton go outside and they check in on Seth. Poor Seth can't even see because his eye is all messed up.
Yeah.
And Sami Zayn, and they're all helping him up. Like, all right, like what's going on, man? It's like what? And
Jey helped him up.
And here's the best part, that it coincides with the whole Cody Avengers thing. That when Seth gets up and he looks around, like, what happened? And Kevin Owens tells him, we won. In Avengers, when Iron Man gets up and he's like knocked out in the first Avengers movie, and then he comes through and he asks what happened, and Captain America tells him, we won. So this right here is like, wow, this like coincided with everything. How Cody had his Avengers, and then 2 weeks ago, Roman did the snap?
Yeah.
Yeah, Thanos style. And I'm like, it's the same. I think it's the same night that one girl was talking shit. She's like, we heard it on the broadcast. It's like, oh, they didn't cut her. They didn't cut it. But yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And he did the snap, and everybody came in and everything. It was like, oh shit, okay. So here, Seth Rollins is Iron Man because now he's taking the 2 weeks off. Cody, of course, is Captain America. Don't know who Jay is. Don't know who Hulk is. Don't know who any of these other people are. But the Cody Vendors thing is fucking amazing. I love it. I love how this story intertwined with everybody else's story. After 2020, basically, we've been stuck on this. So, it was amazing to see it end like this.
So, WrestleMania 40 press conference. What do you guys want to talk about?
On that note, our first question, we will head to right here, second row.
Hey, Cody, congratulations. Mike Hoppinger from ESPN.
Thank you.
Finished the story, but back in 1981 when your father, Dusty Rhodes, won his first title, the locker room kind of emptied out, right, when he defeated Ric Flair. And then tonight, you kind of enjoyed the same thing. Was that a purposeful callback to that moment?
If it was, maybe it wasn't purposeful in planning. Maybe it was just, I don't know, kismet, destiny. That's one of those moments. A lot of people had asked me, what's it going to feel like if you can beat the tribal chief, if you can beat Roman Reigns? And I really was honest when I said, I don't know. I don't know. I've never been in the end zone before, I've been 1B. I've main evented shows. I've been able to be in the main event, but there's a difference between being in the main event and being the main event. Roman Reigns, obviously, he and I are not good friends, but that's the greatest championship reign in sports and entertainment. And as much as I don't agree with his style and the way he went about being a champion, perhaps, I still hope I can be half the champion that he was for WWE as a leader, as the quarterback. In the moment, I was so happy just to see my friends. You don't have a lot of friends in wrestling, and then you do, and they turn on you. Kevin Owens is a huge part of my journey. I wouldn't have been able to meet the guys I met that I needed to meet and do the things that we would do without him. Sammy was a huge part of my journey last year with the kind of budding rivalry between us heading towards, WrestleMania and him having that opportunity at Elimination Chamber to see him. I didn't think I would see Randy just because he'd probably get on his bus. He's Randy. So to have the guy who took me under his wing and I got to watch be a champion, that was amazing. I drove Cena around for almost 2 years, learned everything I possibly could from him, but didn't know I was learning because we were just having such a good time. And there's nobody who carried WWE, until Roman, like John Cena, and for him to be out there, my family, LA Knight, just a lot of victims of the bloodline in a sense. There was that. I think more than anything, just circling back to what you asked, I think that was just the joy. There's a respect for Roman and the bloodline, no doubt, but nothing is bigger than the company, than the industry itself. And this was a win for the people, and certainly a win for me. Thank you for your question.
Cody, John Alba, writing for your hometown paper, the Marietta Daily Journal.
Oh, my gosh.
They said you'd say and do anything for them, just for the record.
Well, so Andy McAlpine was the dude's name, and I was 16 the first time he wrote an article about me. He spelled my last name with 2 L's. And I was still blown away that I got to be in the paper. And then during that amateur wrestling run I had, Marietta Daily Journal was
like a propaganda rag for me. They were they were all about me. So yes, anything.
Well, I know you said that you grew sick of the whole finish the story tagline over the year, but story goes so much further than creative. Fans have been following your journey for the past 20 years through your father, through your brother, through AEW, around the globe. What do you feel has resonated with people most about your journey, and how has that led to them forming that authentic connection with you?
It's a great question. I think sometimes it feels like it's a father-son story, which is something that, father-daughter, father-son, that a lot of people can see and relate to. But then if I'm truly being honest, I think it's a story of, as much as I had the legacy and I had the last name, I wasn't born with all the tools. My brother's 6'4". You know how pissed off I was when I stopped growing. My dad and my sister just had all this charisma, and I think people resonate, that works for them. Like, you can make it to the main event. You can make it to being the main event. I always wanted to be a winning franchise, if that makes any sense. And at my age and where I'm at in my career, I know that's not been the story. But I'm very proud of what the story has become. And you asked, why it resonates. Is the only answer I really know. Because it's real. I wanted to be this because at first he wasn't, and I thought he should have been. And then when he passed away, I failed. I didn't hand it to him. But it became about, I said this earlier, it was in the, the hype packages and stuff was playing. The story was beyond me at that point, and I still felt the need to finish it. I've been saying all week, I think I said it on First Take too, that even if I didn't believe, people believed. So I had to do it. I know this isn't what you asked at all, but something that I wanted to share. I came to the back, and Bruce Pritchard and Triple H and Nick Khan handed me this.
I'm ready to die, but not today.
Destroy them all.
We will fight.
Rebel Moon Part 2, The Scargiver, rated PG-13, only on Netflix.
Which is the same watch that my dad had, that he pawned so that I could go to acting school. So the level of investment and responsibility that the company just put in my hands, I hope I can pay it back, pay it forward 100 times over.
What's up, Cody? Jeff
Hey, man.
Johnson, House
Jeff.
of Highlights. You said yourself, when one story ends, an even better story begins. We've ended one of the greatest sagas in the history of WWE, which is the Bloodline saga.
Yeah.
What is the new epilogue, the new narration for your story now as you've become the World Heavyweight Champion? What is this new story to you? How do you lead that?
I think one of the biggest fears I had coming into this, especially after WrestleMania 39, one of the biggest fears I had was if I did finish the story, if I did win, I would have nothing left. that it would literally have taken everything I've ever done, every match I've ever been involved with, every partner I've ever had, every bit of me it would take. And I can tell you, the moment Charles Robinson hit 3, I knew I have everything left to give still. I have a whole nother level. You know, you've heard the former champion say all the time, there are levels to this. I just leveled up. And I think if you know me, you know that I'll owe it to the WWE fans, pro wrestling fans, WWE Universe, that what we do next has to be extremely special. I just heard Bailey talking about the industry, where it's at. I don't want that to end. I don't think any of us want that to end. And keeping that going forward takes the minds, takes the locker room, takes the leaders, takes the quarterback. And they just made me that. So we're in.
Hey, Cody, Liam Crowley, comicbook.com. 5 years ago, you cut what I think is one of the most impactful promos of this generation, and you declared about the 14 years it took you to go from undesirable to 5 years on from that. What do you call yourself now?
Oh, I think that's easy. Champion, right? What I've wanted to call myself all along. And in a way, just to sidebar your question a little, I love that promo, but it's hard to follow. I kind of wish that it's hard to follow. And a lot of times my friends and my friends and family, they're all here. They always, I remember where I was with Charlotte. They're like, you got to, do what you did in Charlotte. I'm like, man. That magic sometimes is just magic. It just happens. But, yeah, at that point I was undesirable, who had thought and felt that he had become undeniable, but, again, wasn't a champion. Today, tonight, I'm a champion. Thank you.
Last question.
Cody, Chris Vanini from The Athletic and the Getting Over Wrestling podcast. I was going to ask you about the watch, but you revealed that. What was it like giving the belt to your mother and conversations with your family afterward?
One thing about my mom is my mom does not want to be on TV. She doesn't want to be, there she is. Hey, she doesn't want to be Mama Rhodes, and she's usually asleep during the show. All right. But I'll tell you something that she doesn't know this, but I'll never forget it. I was really worried when I didn't win at WrestleMania 39. The journey, the thought, how can I get back to WrestleMania 40 and do it all again? And I remember saying to her, I just want to be quarterback. And I remember she didn't mean it in any negative way, but how she slid right in as I said that. And she said, just one time. And when she said that, I realized that I was out of time. It was now or never. WrestleMania 39, it felt, this is the moment, this is it, this is the most obvious thing ever. No. What they asked me, what the challenge was, what the task was, I just heard, Mike The Miz, who I've known my whole career, tell me that was an incredible amount of pressure. And I'm not going to pat myself on the back here, but I feel like the gauntlet was laid down, and I was able to get through to the other side. And ultimately, the biggest challenge in front of me was the biggest movie star in the world, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Mr. Heyman, now a Hall of Famer. And, of course, the Tribal Chief, a man who's on the Mount Rushmore of pro wrestling and sports entertainment, Roman Reigns. Man. I'm lost in all this, if that makes any sense. I am. I know Byron's going to say, okay, you got to go. But if I learned anything from my dad, when it's a good night, you don't want it to end. So with that thought, one more question.
Alistair McGeorge from the Metro, just over here in the UK. Well, I'm here in Philadelphia, not the UK. Anyway, you've just mentioned your dad, and you said not being able to hand that title to him. What would you say to him with him looking down on you now?
That's a great question. If I'm being honest, I think I'd want to say to him that I hope I lived up to your name. And thank you for that name. And then I would say, sorry about the tattoo. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys. Happy WrestleMania.
The undisputed WWE Universal Championship match between Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes was universally praised. It was. Wade Keller, Pro Wrestling Torch, called it a mega spectacle of a match, stating that the only downfall was the near falls didn't really resonate as possible finishes since the Bloodline rule advantage hadn't come into play yet. Well, more on that in a minute, but once it did, it delivered huge pops. Keller stated that he loved the idea of other pop babyfaces celebrating with Cody, as Dusty Rhodes did that when he won the NWA World title. Chris Mueller of Bleacher Report and Brent Brookhouse of CBS Sports called it overbooked in the best way. Brookhouse stated that there was a plotting beginning because everyone knew the mess of interference from the Bloodline would be coming, and that Rhodes getting help from Jey Uso, Cena, Rollins, and Undertaker was kind of a wild mess that only makes sense at WrestleMania. That's true. Cena McBlend described the match and the appearances by John Cena, The Rock, and Undertaker as being WWE's Avengers Endgame moment. Ooh. Okay, so back to the Bloodline Rule stuff. I actually thought we were going to have people interfering at 5-10 minutes into the match?
Yeah.
And we would have oh shit. Now, he would start doing the whole thing and everything. The way that Seth Rollins came out, did he come from the crowd?
Yeah.
Yeah. Roman Reigns was facing the entranceway, looking for people, looking for him.
So was what's his name? So was The Rock.
So was The Rock.
Yeah.
So everybody, that was The Rock. And so basically Seth Rollins said, "On your left," which was a callback to when Captain America movie, The Winter Soldier, when he told Falcon, "On your left," every time. And it was. Everybody's going to say, no, it wasn't. You're reaching. You know it was. On your left. And that's where Seth Rollins comes in. Seth Rollins being the shield to Cody Rhodes. And that's what he meant. Because somebody had posted something, made a big thing about it on Twitter, on TikTok, that Seth Rollins being his shield is what he meant, that Roman Reigns would have done it. That's why he wore those colors, the suit, the shield suit, because he knew Roman would diverge his plan from Cody Rhodes to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else happened? So we see Seth congratulate Cody, who's like, "Okay, you're good. Yeah, thank you, buddy. You did well. Thank you for everything. I appreciate you." Like you said earlier, Becky Lynch was sick. She's taking some time off. Seth is taking some time off. What you didn't see was Roman going to the back and going to the stage and crying to Paul Heyman.
Oh gosh, that broke my heart. Oh my gosh.
Oh, goodness gracious. Oh man.
I saw it on. Let's see. I first saw it on Instagram, and then I saw a couple TikTokers post it. And then I was like, oh my God, that's so sad. Oh, like, I'm crying for him.
Crying for him. I am too. We all are. What did we think of the show overall?
It lived up to being the biggest WrestleMania.
Yes, it
did. Like I said on our predictions episode, I was so excited for it because it lived up to the hype. They hyped it up so much, and the hype was good. I mean, I did not see Cody winning, as
I didn't either.
The fact that yes, he won, yes, he's finished his story, but Roman, he probably just wanted. I mean, he can always have time off because that's just what he does.
Yeah.
But he probably needs the time off because it's getting to where, he wants to do more with his kids, spend time with his wife. And his run was amazing. It was 3.5 years.
3.5 years, 1,316 days.
Wow.
I'm thinking that The Undertaker being there wasn't planned. I think it was somebody else who was supposed to be there for that moment right there, and it would have made more sense had Stone Cold and it being 1,316 days.
Yeah, 316. Yeah, that would have been awesome.
That would have been great. But it makes sense also that Undertaker first match was against Dusty Rhodes at Survivor Series, and he pinned Dusty Rhodes. And here we have Undertaker helping Cody.
Yeah.
I would say Undertaker is the Sorcerer Supreme of the Marvel Universe. Because, he can get up. He's the dead man, of course.
Yeah.
He's Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
The Rock is just the Rock. The final boss, of course. Yeah, the show was amazing. It made me forget about Jay and Jimmy the night before. It really did, but then I realized, no, that was the only match there. That's just what? Okay, so you're advancing the storyline, but you're not really making this a serious match between both of you. Because like I said, I wasn't expecting much. Not like Jeff versus Matt, there too. But Bret Hart versus Owen Hart is going to be the best brother versus brother match of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, both shows, greatest WrestleMania of all time, like you said.
Yeah. It was amazing. It was. I mean, that's all I can think of. It was amazing. I wasn't disappointed.
Me neither.
At all. You can, like you said, you can get rid of one match. It would be, Jay versus Jimmy. But it was, even with the bloodline rules, they didn't use too much. You know what I mean? Yeah, Cody started, by bringing out kendo sticks and bringing out a table, but I'm they literally fought first before the interference came.
Yes.
Of
course.
And I was like, well, I knew we'd see Solo. I knew we'd see Jimmy. I figured The Rock would be there because he was there.
I was expecting more bloodline people, more wrestlers come out.
Right.
Like they did at Wrestlemania. One of the brothers or cousins came in and hung out with them.
Right.
There was also talk about Jacob Fatu being around And I was just
Yeah.
like, oh, here we go. Here comes the rumors.
See, that's what I thought. If they brought in him, he would be the one to interfere. Just like, Solo was, when Solo was in, Cardiff.
Yeah.
No one expected him, and he showed up. You know what I mean? So I'm like, something like that would have been like a huge surprise. But I'm like, you know what? For everybody that was involved, it was great.
Yes, it was.
It was all great. So I was like,
It was
you know
great.
what?
It was a great ending to
Yeah.
the whole storyline, the whole thing. Like, hopefully a new story comes out of this with Roman, but it was a great ending for that. Raw after Mania. However, earlier that night, Adam Pearce announced Raw would be commercial free, and that hour ended up being a 45-minute promo. Triple H and Cody Rhodes opens up the show after congratulating the American Nightmare on his big win. He threw a special video package put together by some of Rhodes' longtime friends and the production team. Nobody was able to see it in the arena except for the few people sitting in the front row watching a TV monitor. Like, brings me back to SummerSlam when Undertaker vs. Mankind was happening, and all we could see was just a monitor. And as well as school when, it was a rainy day. Lots of Roman chants. Cody says we don't have to like him, but I certainly acknowledge what he's done. Perhaps he's the most important superstar of our generation. Huge ovation of thank you Roman chants after that, so it was freaking awesome. He finally acknowledges the tribal chief.
That's right.
Rock comes out. They exchange titles before the final boss warned the new champion that he is coming back after a coming hiatus and targeting him. Rock placed something in Rhodes' hand and told him not to break his heart again. That whole thing with them exchanging belts, like, why? Why did that need to happen? Why would you do that? Like, don't go. Can I wear your belt? Can I hold it?
Oh,
you can hold mine. You can hold mine. And I love how The Rock came out with his belt, with his People's Championship belt, make-believe People's Championship belt at night one, like it mattered. And I tweeted this like, oh, here comes The Rock with his, like The Rock has a belt too. I matter. No, go away. Seth has his belt. Roman has his belt. Here comes The Rock. Like it didn't make any sense. It doesn't. It's not up for grabs. It's not a championship title you want. That's yours. So he's all like, "Hey, you want to change belt? Like, wear this one and tell me what you think of it." And Cody's looking at it like, "Okay." Puts it on like, "It's fine, Rock. It's fine. It doesn't mean anything, but it's fine." And then The Rock's holding the title, and I'm like, don't you dare come back, please. This is awkward chance during the exchange of belts as fans that he stayed red hot. He tells him your story with Roman Reigns is over. You did it, but our story has just begun. Possibly at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Come back. The Judgment Day promo to introduce Rhea and then introduce Damian Priest, and they hold the belt up in the air. In the middle, R-Truth appears holding the Raw Tag Team Championship, saying he's still part of the group. I'm like, why are you here still? The Miz interrupted in a 6-man. Yeah. The 6-man tag team match was made, pitting the champion and a partner no one can see against Dominic Mysterio, JT McDonald, and Baszler. I actually thought he was gonna mention Jimmy.
Yeah.
It's like, is Jimmy coming back? And everybody in the crowd chanting, Jimmy, 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 Jimmy.
That's what I said. So when I saw that, I was like, he's like, you three against us three. And they're like, he's like, I know you're not talking about little Jimmy.
Right, yeah. Like, oh
But
goodness,
then
he's back
I was
to,
like, oh, maybe Cena will come in. But
and I'm
they
like,
beat him up, so.
yeah, they did. The heel dominated through 2 commercial breaks before John Cena's music played and the greatest of all time rushed to the ring. He exploded into the match off the tag and laid waste to the decision before joining Awesome Truth for the 15 knuckle shuffle. Not just 5, 15. Usually Raw after Mania we see surprise returns or people being called up to the main roster from NXT. This year was a bit different as we found out there would be a draft in the next coming week, and the 2 wrestlers that are part of the draft are the champions from NXT, Roxanne Perez and Ilya Dragunov. Jay wins a shot at facing whoever the champion is, Damien Priest.
Yeah.
And finally, another big thing that went on happened off camera before the show started and during a promo. Fans posted a video of an eerie song playing and then it turns off. The name of the song is Nightbird and it's by Marty Amato and it was released in 2020. It has to do with depression and heartbreak, and the other thing came when Bronson Reed was doing his promo. The screen glitched and the corner of the screen where the word hello was seen. What's another way of saying hello?
Howdy.
This all just means we have a new White Rabbit campaign, especially after the post-credit scene we saw during the Bray Wyatt documentary where the lantern flickered back and we saw Uncle Howdy. That was awesome. So if WrestleMania was Endgame with the Cody Vendors saga finally coming to an end, Raw after Mania was the mid-credit scene, but the after-credit scene was on Tuesday. We finally hear from the Tribal Chief on Twitter, where he tweeted a video of himself walking on the treadmill with the caption, "Yesterday I mourned, today is day one." He's not done. He's coming back and we're going to see it unfold after the draft. Because as soon as he's put somewhere, that's where he's going to wreak havoc.
He's going to show up and win.
Yep.
Or wreck everyone and leave.
Wreck everyone and leave. SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he did in 2020.
Yes, it is.
So how do we feel about all this? How do we feel about the entire weekend?
It was. That's
awesome?
why I said I was a little depressed because Roman left. Roman lost, but it was great.
It was great.
I was so excited for all of the matches. I was excited for both nights. Usually, they'll my experience has been before is they'll jam pack one day, and then the other one is just kind of lackluster. Why was that? Why was Saturday better than Sunday? But both days were great. I think they lived up to the hype, and I just loved it all. Now It's got me excited for next year.
Right?
I'm like, they have to top every WrestleMania from now on. It just has to get bigger and better. And I see why they do the 2 nights, because it would literally be a 6-hour show.
Oh my god.
You know what I mean? So I know during COVID they had to do that, but because they're making so many matches, it makes sense to have 2 nights.
Yep. Same thing that I said at the top of the show. Now I have depression crud, or con depression, or rest depression.
Mania depression.
Mania depression. Shit. Mania crud. We spent all this time consuming the product for the entire week. And here we are, and 3 hours later. Well, not 3 hours. We'll see how this show lasts. It's at 2.5 hours so far. But we're talking about wrestling for 2.5 hours, and we're talking about WrestleMania. And it wasn't this long last year. So it might become a saying from now on to talk about both nights. So every WrestleMania, we're just gonna right now it's gonna be a 3-hour long show or 2.5 hour long show, whatever.
Well, if they keep doing like they're doing, it's gonna be edited up 3 hours.
I mean, we've had WWE World. I didn't even talk about the WWE 2K24 game matches that they had at World. Fluffy was there. He was competing. Fluffy was also doing the award show. Fluffy was there that night, the entire weekend with them. So it's like, oh shit, Gabriel Iglesias is part of the universe now.
Mm-hmm. I would
Lots of
say they
others.
need to work on the Slammies, okay?
Yeah, they need
Get
to work on
better prompter people.
Get better prompter people. Don't like actual video. Keep Kathy Kelly. We love Kathy Kelly. Well, I do. So yeah.
She's growing on me.
Yeah. Anyway, it was fun. I loved it the entire week. Everything about it. All WrestleMania week. Hope everyone had fun. Whoever was there. Shout out again to Dump Truck Danny. For all the video footage that she provided for her TikTok. I'm shouting her out because I want her to know that this is still awesome, no matter what happens. We'll support her, everything, all that stuff. And just like that, the WrestleMania season comes to an end. Thank you for coming on to the show. You have been awesome. I love when friends come onto the show. We can have this kind of discussion for 2.5 hours. Oh, man. This is great. You're so wonderful to have around. Why do we do this?
Because we have a passion for something.
There it is. There's your answer. We do this because we have a passion for something. It's the 150th episode. Congratulations. We did it. 150
Yay!
episodes later. We're done. the podcast's not done, of course not. But I'm done. Which means I'm taking a month off. Nothing bad is going on, but I just want to take a small break, refresh, and come back with a new. So in the meantime, I may repost some greatest hits episode, so keep an eye or an ear out for that one. I might do comic books. I mean, I did just start the show about comic books, so this is the after credit scene again of this podcast telling you, hey, more of that is coming up in the near future. I'm just gonna take a break. I'm gonna reassess the situation. I'm gonna edit the entire description of the show again. I'm gonna edit the trailer. I'm gonna do more stuff, more trailers. I'm gonna include something. I'm gonna include more stuff. What I'm really excited. Maybe bring back a co-host. Maybe all that stuff. What I'm really excited about is that Tumblr is doing communities.
I saw that.
Saw that, yeah. So in the spirit of all things that we did last year, we did live. So this time they're trying to do communities. They're trying to do like a whole, hey, you can start your own community here and do all this stuff. And it could be either private or it could be a public community. But you're with your fandom and all this stuff. And I'm like, it's on beta right now, so don't expect anything if you're from back there. But if anything, I'm so down for it. It's like I reblogged it and everything. I even checked the comments. Of course I'm going to check the comments. Of course they're going to fucking have issues with that, as they always do. Like, why? And then, of course, they're the naysayers. You gave us live and took it away. You're going to do the same thing for this one, huh? And of course, there's the other ones who are like, yay, you know. So don't turn it into Reddit, please. This is why we can't have nice things on Tumblr. Who cares what it looks like? Just have fun. That's all. As soon as it happens, as soon as I get confirmation that their community is coming up, I'm gonna join it. I'm gonna build the community all over again, and of course, we're gonna do the whole podcast thing. Hopefully, what should we do? Like a wrestling podcast, a wrestling community, comic book community, or all stuff community, like from Under the Apron community. Let's do that. Because I'm sure I'm not gonna call it the fatherless behavior community.
No.
No.
That's your little family.
That's my little family that I have going on. It's like we came from that. But we're gonna call it something else. Possibly take from another little network that happened a year ago and like rebrand it with my vision. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Before I forget, if you heard the show from its inception, then you heard the diabetes episode. This month, I'm celebrating my 3-year anniversary of when I was diagnosed with diabetes. It's coming up on the 16th. Yay! Happy 3 years! For me, it's Diabetes Awareness Month, and you can support as well by following along the hashtag Wrestling with Diabetes. I'll be posting on Twitter, the thread, a little dancey dance on TikTok, bringing awareness on Instagram. I'm going to try the best I can. So remember the hashtag Wrestling with Diabetes. As always, follow us on our socials to support us from Under the Apron on Instagram, the threads, YouTube, apron_stories on the Twitter. Follow me and join my live streams on TikTok at Evolution of the Geek, where you will also find me doing the unedited version of the podcast. Listen to us on Apple, Spotify, and any other audio media to listen to podcasts on. More info on the links where you can listen or watch in the show notes. I also need to tell you guys, so the app that I'm using right now, Spotify for podcasters to do podcasting is coming to, it's coming to not an end. I'm still going to use it to post, but they're no longer allowing us, they will no longer be allowing us to edit from there, starting in June. So I'm going to look around. They offer us Riverside. I looked into Riverside. You can have as many guests as you can. You can also share your screen, so you can possibly see me doing the episodes with the YouTube and all that stuff, and you can possibly see them. And I don't have to edit it here on separately. I can just leave it on there. We are possibly going to have to relocate to that to use for editing, and then post it on either Riverside, and it will automatically post to Spotify, or bring it over to the Spotify for Podcasters app again, and just like save it there as well, just in case. But the other thing also is that there's a chat room system in there. I can send you invites as an audience member. I can send you invites as a guest or as a producer. The only producer is me, obviously. But if you possibly Michael, I'll have him as co-producer. If anything, like it would be like a private event where I would send it to you, and you can come in as an audience and you can watch us. And then I can have a schedule. Like we could do this on Thursdays, and I can do the podcast on Thursdays, and you can be there, and I can just, like, whatever I see you chatting, I can just say it out loud. Hey, this person in the chat said this. So if we're building communities on Tumblr, I want to build this community to come to Riverside, and, you know, like I want to see if anybody will come to Riverside and follow me there. So if you're listening and you want to be a part of it, let me know. Email me at fromtheapron@gmail.com, and I will send you the link. I will tell you what's going on. I will provide a website. I will tell you where on Riverside, when on Riverside, whatever is happening. I don't know. Maybe Monday. I don't know the date yet. I don't know an exact date, but I will let you know for that. And yes, that is all. What do you think, Menace?
I think that's amazing, and you can count me in.
Of course, you're co-host. you can't go anywhere. You can't go anywhere.
I guess I'm stuck.
You've been stuck here since 2021, ma'am, or 2022.
And if I may throw this out, I believe this is my 10th episode.
Look at you counting your episodes. 150 for me, 10 for you. You have 140 to go, ma'am.
Yes, I know. I will never do that much. So.
Right. I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think? Riverside is the way to go. Would you want to jump in as an audience member? Would you like to, I can even send you a link to co-host with me. We can do music from there as well, because I know people have been asking for the music episode ever since I did one with Babel, and we gotta redo that moment, because I want to do it. Like, we did 5 songs each of songs that shaped us. Yeah. I'm thinking of doing 5 more. Like, I'm calling it the episode 5 more songs, and we could potentially do it. I wouldn't be able to post it on YouTube, obviously, because, copyright and all that stuff.
Sure.
But we could eventually do it and post it on Spotify. It'll work. Not getting paid for that one. I'll make sure of it. We're not, yeah, I'll try to edit that one out. So send me a message, from undertheapron@gmail.com. Let me know what you guys think, what days I should do it. If you want to be involved in the community on Tumblr, let me know. Or we could make our own website. I know there's FromUnderTheApron.com is going to happen, and I should build it up to an own website. And we can start communities from there. We could talk. We could do Discord. It doesn't matter. I want to hear from you guys. I am branching out. I want to do this in the next month or 2 months. This whole year, if I had a goal last year of 10,000 and 100 episodes, here we have the new goal of building this whole community, building it up. We have people in the community, and I'll tell you who they are right now. But we have those people. We want more people. We want more people like you. We want more people like Dump Truck Danny, who goes out to record stuff, and she's not part of it, but I would love her to be a part of it. I would love for her to be on this episode, on this show, and just tell me what she thought of WrestleMania, or what she thinks of wrestling now, or what's going on, like mental health wise. What's her favorite song? I would love for other people to come onto this show, and because I have questions, I would love to ask you stuff. Let me know. We're doing Riverside. I gotta tweak the stuff on that more. Possibly in the next few weeks, I'll set up an episode and we can do it on Riverside, and I'll send you the invite. I'll mass post it first and see how it goes, and then we'll go from there. And okay, that's it. That's the final thing right there. We're gonna head out now. This whole show is about to be 3 hours long. All right. Don't forget to rate us and leave us a review. And if you feel want to do a little bit more, support us on TikTok at Evolution of a Geek by subscribing. Join the Bottomless Behavior Squad and show up to the live stream to watch. And I will shout you out at the end of every episode. And this is where I said my community. This is my community right here. Menace Smiling, Cloudy November, Lulu Linguini, Brandy, Turtle Boy Flores, Toasted Bagel, Moss Queen, Moonlight Dancer, that dog right there, Squirrely Bree, Kimmy, Feeling Free, Mary Brewster, Tender Surrender, Forever Jane, Cherry Q, Lisa, Quick Draw, Melinda Gonzalez, 429, Purple Moose Crafting, Leanna, Princeton the Herb, Stabby Tabby, 420, Tiffany Defense Girl, Nerd in Texas podcast. She's awesome. You guys gotta follow her on TikTok. Follow her podcast. She's amazing. Little Creative Tina, Little Miss 868, Do Not Live in Regret 92, JJ the Jet Pain. And finally, our sponsors. The adult website known as PleasurePassport.shop. Get 20% off on adult toys when you enter discount code EVO at PleasurePassport.shop as discount code EVO. Link will be in the show notes. It's still 20% off. It still works. The discount code still works. Go for it. Go. I already have friends who asked me about the code, and I told it to them, and they bought stuff, and I'm just like proud of them. I don't want to know what they bought, but I'm proud of them. So go for it. Let me know what you guys think of it. Thank you for buying stuff. I really appreciate that. Thank you for supporting the podcast. Join the TikTok live, subscribe, or hang out and watch the live and get your name shouted out. Check out the show notes for links to other podcast shows that you heard in this episode. Send us a message of your favorite wrestling stories, questions, comments, ratings, or requests. And our email is fromundhertheapron@gmail.com. Thank you for joining, listening, and being a huge part of this wonderful community. Our small community, we want to expand it. We want to grow. We will grow. We will grow this year. So tell your friends. Join us next time for more behind-the-scenes stories, movies, TV shows, comic books, horror stories, everything, grandma stories, everything, all that stuff. When we come to you from where?
Under the Apron.
I'm Evo. That's Menace. I'm proud of y'all. We love you. We love your faces. Menace, close the show.
Peace out to all the fatherless behavior squad. Mwah.